Hello and welcome to the Cool Kids Table. My guest today is Israel Flores, making how do you say that? Like fucking back for the first time?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, whatever.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Hashtag we are not experts. Just throw it out there. People love that shit.
This should be the We Are Not Experts show.
Cool.
Or
I
episodes.
Like it. So everybody's fucking question is were you surprised that day? Like, oh fuck, like that was pretty cool. The whole fucking surprise birthday shit.
Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't, dude. Like at all. I mean, I figured it out once I saw everybody. Like instantly.
You didn't have to wait for the surprise. Like fucking Sherlock Holmes over here.
Yeah. But
I figured it out once I started.
Yeah, I had no idea, man. It was crazy. And yeah, Julia did a fucking awesome job from hiding it from me. That's why I've been like searching through her phone every day since then. So I thought we had a good relationship. But I guess we keep things from each other. So
shout out to Julia.
It was awesome. It was really awesome.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh fuck, was he surprised?" Because obviously it came out after fucking your birthday and all that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people that don't know you were like, "Oh fuck, that was pretty cool." Was he surprised? And I'm like, "Yeah." But what am I supposed to say? Like, I'm like, "Yeah, I'll have him again in the future. I'll let him tell you." He was.
Yeah, no, it was awesome seeing everybody. I mean, people that shouldn't be hanging out with each other together was pretty interesting.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I've never had my friends around certain family members, like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, things about me that they shouldn't know. It's kind of weird, but it was cool because everybody meshed, man. Everybody
cool.
was.
It was a good time.
And there's a lot of different types of people there. It wasn't, from all walks of life. So it was cool.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
How does it feel now? Like, I remember that we recorded like 3 days after your birthday. So I was like, how does it feel? You're like, it's cool. How does it feel now?
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Just, I mean.
Did you see my post yesterday?
About?
I got a senior citizen discount at Jack in the Box.
Lucky. Wow. I
was like, what the fuck?
Hey, man.
Must have been a clerical error.
Loopholes.
Yeah.
You know how they work.
Tax breaks for the rich.
Yeah.
I'm not rich, though.
Yeah. Well, that was crazy, man. Yeah, that was a good surprise.
How have you been, man? Everything good? Good to see you. Fucking haven't seen you.
Dude, is this... No, we hung out maybe one
well, we hung 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
was that 2 weeks ago or last week? 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And that was the first time since the fucking March, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fuck, we don't kick it that much, huh?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Everybody's busy. That's why, to everybody, I'm sorry. I miss you guys. I miss you guys too. Everybody's like, I miss you. What's up with the fucking show? Every Thursday, like, I look forward to it in the morning, and now it's every other Thursday. Now it's been like 2 months, I think.
Yeah.
Busy, guys. See you guys fucking. I talked to a lot of you on the DMs, and things are going really well, but unfortunately, they're going so well that the podcast has to take like a back seat. It's a hobby. I fucking love doing it. This is fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the feedback. I enjoy the conversations with you guys on the fucking DMs, the conversations I have with the guests. But, unfortunately, life is so fucking hectic that it's not number one priority, It's like not even in the top 10. I have to, give everything else the attention it requires and it deserves. So I'm trying. I'm going to do my best to have something, every other week, but I can't promise it. And I was talking to Israel before we started recording. People have been asking me, like, even if it's just myself, like, it's like, dude, I don't want to it's not about me, it's about the guests. It's about fucking whatever. And people are telling me, like, record your thoughts, like, for fucking 30 minutes and just throw it out there. I'm like, it's not about me, though. Like, I'm not cool. It's about the cool guests that I have on. And so I thought about doing a separate podcast, like, for the people, like, the diehards. Fucking Chris D'Elia has the babies. I was like, I need to find a name for my cult.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But
I always wanted a cult.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, why do you think I'm growing my hair long? I mean,
what is Creed saying? Like, I've been involved in the cult, both as a leader and a follower. You have more fun as a follower, but you make more money as a leader. I'm trying to make some money, So
I mean, it's not a bad industry to be in.
No, know? Dude, fuck. We could go there. We could say like Joel Osteen, man. He's a cult leader. Joel Osteen? How do you say his last name? Osteen? Yeah.
Osteen? Yeah. The mega church guy.
Yeah,
right?
7 fucking private planes guy.
That wouldn't house like
Hurricane Katrina.
Was it Katrina?
No. The new Harvey.
That was one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but praise Jesus.
Yeah.
Praise Jesus.
Or Allah, man. It could be one of them. Yeah. One of them's right. Right?
Yeah. I mean, they had some things right.
I mean, be a better person. I'm all for that. Don't fucking, let's not go there, dude. It's gonna get real ugly real fast, and it's a family show. Even though it's rated R, it's a family show.
Yeah.
And then,
I could talk about religion.
No, dude, people have told me like you should go. Like, how do you say it? My atheist friends are they're not bad people. That's a bad correlation. But they'll be like, dude, you should go hard on them. I'm like, dude, it's not a debate club. It's not like
go hard on atheists.
No, like on the religion people. And I'm like, dude, everybody has their own beliefs. Like, shout out to my boy Ozzy. Ozzy's a great human being. It's like, dude, like, because the conversations I've had with a few of the, they're like, oh, dude, I love it because I'm,
yeah.
I'm a little liberal like yourself. I don't believe in a fucking higher power. I don't believe in it. So they kind of relate to that, right? Mm-hmm. And other people relate because they're like, oh, I'm a fucking dad myself. I'm a fucking immigrant. So different people relate for different reasons.
Yeah.
But some of them are like, dude, like the way you talk to me and through the DM, like that is not what you said on your show. And I'm like, dude, I told you this last time. Oh, we did hang out when we went to go see the Delirians.
Oh, that was a badass show. Man. Delirians, check them out.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna have them on.
The
Delirians, they're dope.
Mixture of what would you say? Oldies mixed with ska, mixed with
like a little fucking
with reggae,
reggae-ish. I was about to say reggae. They're dope as fuck. I was listening to them on the way here, as a matter of fact.
Some music to play when you wake up early on a Saturday morning.
I don't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You're gonna love waking up early.
Everybody knows most of my adult life has been working nights and weekends, and I am not an early person by choice or by fucking nature, there's a study, I've shared it a few times, but nobody ever fucking likes it because everybody's like, oh, you gotta be up early to enjoy the day. Like, no, man, there's 24 hours. Like, as long as you enjoy the majority of it, what does it matter if it's the night or the morning?
Yeah, it's a different experience.
Well, I like my experience.
Okay. That's cool. I'm just saying. You're missing out.
Oh, man. See, some people like sunrises, some people like sunsets.
Okay. Well, back to religion. Back to religion. So those people that want you to go hard on religious people, I get it because I used to be there, man.
Yeah. We talked about that.
It's funny because when I first started thinking about religion was late in life. Probably like maybe senior year in high school, And I started, I went to the Bible because that's all I knew. I was raised Catholic, but, Mom only sent us, she only took us to church every now and then. And really, I didn't know anything. I was just there because I had to be there, So when I started looking into religion, I started with the Bible. I recorded a audio, what was it? Audio tape? No, it's not audio tape, but where you download it on your phone.
Audiobook?
Audiobook, yeah, I guess you call it audiobook. So I started listening to it, and then I lost interest because it's just like I understood what they were saying. I've heard it my whole life. I was more interested in like something that's more has evidence, because once I started expanding different religions, like, I got into seeing what the hell Islam was about. Granted, I didn't go deep into it. I just, started seeing, what do you believe in? What are the major religions? What do you believe in? What do you believe in? And, part of, so Islam was just purely just research. And then, when I was, senior, 19, 20 years old, I started doing Muay Thai. You remember, I was doing amateur Muay Thai, and I guess that culture is surrounded with Buddhism. So one of the things my coach used to do is before a fight, they would take us to a Buddhist temple and they would bless us. And so I kind of been to like a Buddhist ceremony, and that was more pleasurable than like any Christian church function that I've been to, or any Catholic church that I've been to, because it was peaceful. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like people were more mindful. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. It was just a feeling. I don't even know how to explain it. It felt nice, and I didn't feel like I had to do anything or give anything for what they were offering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think part of the ritual was they would feed you. They would, no questions asked, dude. Like, think about it. Everybody was a real Buddhist, and most of them were, Asian. And then there's these 3 Hispanics coming in because they're Muay Thai fighters looking to get blessed. But they didn't look at us differently. They didn't. They accepted us. They're like, come in, It was cool. So that was my first experience with religion. And then I started searching for facts and what was real, what's believed to be real. Because, when you're talking about history, you kind of have to rely on the evidence that's out there. I'm not claiming to be like I understand the complete scientific method, but we talked about it in school. I remember learning about it, and I understand it takes science for human development. When technological development. And so I started looking into facts, and then that's when religion, or this faith in the story of one God, started breaking apart. So I was, I don't know, I guess if I look back, when I was aggressive, trying to disprove religion, like, let's say Jesus or the Virgin Mary, or that he walked on water, or that he, rose after 3 days, and, all everything that they say in the Bible that has been heavily edited throughout years, so we don't even know if it's the original text. All that started breaking apart. I lost track. What was I saying? Where was I going with this?
The religious, like, when 18, 19, you were, like, searching for, not religion, but, like, you were questioning it.
Yeah. So when all that started breaking apart, oh, there we go. That's where I was. I was feeling, I guess, looking back, angry. I was pissed off because I was lied to. I feel like I was lied to. My whole, up until I was like 17, 18 years old, I thought, praying, we were actually connecting with somebody up there. But, the more you learn about science, especially astroscience and physics and again,
astronomy.
Astronomy.
That was big for me.
Again, I don't claim to be an expert in it, but I was exposed to a lot of information because I went out looking for it. You know what I'm saying? It's there, and it's based on the scientific method. And without the scientific method, we wouldn't be able to record our voices that you guys are hearing today.
Woo woo.
So yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to science.
So many people are turning it out, but we gotta keep going. I love it.
Yeah. So what? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I was angry. So I would attack religion.
I remember those were fun talks.
Yeah, they were fun, but
at this point in time, I was the one defending religion heavy. That's what people don't understand. Yeah. People would tell me, I love when you and Izzy go at it because, like, you're both so stubborn. And you both make very good points. And now looking back, I'm like, my points weren't that good. It's just that it's like looking for answers with the blindfold. You get me? Like, you have the answers in front of you. Like, I'm not, I say it just because I care about everybody. And, consider them good friends. But, like, they have the answer before they ask the question. Like, no, there is a God. There's one, that my God is correct. And and I'm right. This is what I know, and this is, and so I talked about it with I know you listen to each one of them, true homie. Like with the Ran, I said I started questioning myself, just through that, friends. I was like, damn, what happened? What happens? What does happen? And then just kind of branching out. I remember you gave me, I don't think it was, it was an Army general. Somebody let you borrow that book, or told you to read that book, and he let me borrow it. And that was pretty cool how he transitioned from Christianity.
Buddhist boot camp.
Yeah.
It was a quick little book. It was cool. It was just kind of like Buddhism through a soldier's perspective.
Yeah.
Actually, Julia's sister gave me that book.
Oh shit.
Yeah. No, it was a solid recommendation.
Yeah,
it's a solid book.
Yeah. And so I went through the same thing. You know, I questioned. You know, you kind of like. To me, it was almost like I was lied to. It was like I lied to myself because, to this day, you know, when I went to San Francisco, I go check out the missions. I love the architecture, like in like these missions have been around for fucking 200-300 years, you know, longer, and you know, seeing how like they're still preserved, like these things are holy relics, you know, and they're fucking taken care of and everything. Mm-hmm. And so to me, there's still beauty in that, but it's just I don't feel the same way about, like, you know, people tell me all the time, what are you gonna do with your daughter? I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be like, hey, mija, there is no God, you know, like don't listen to it. Like, no, I'm gonna let her not figure it out on her own, but I'm just gonna tell her I used to believe in this, now I believe in this, and this is the reason why I believe. You know, like treat her with the respect that I feel like my parents are still very Catholic. And I've talked to them about it, about me leaving like religion and everything, and they're not like disappointed. It's kind of like, well, you're a grown man, you can do what you want, but remember, like, you were the one going to church on your own. You were the one asking us, like, why? Because I was a kid, you know, I was very like, as you guys know by now, it wasn't an easy life, you know, so my life was tough. So I'd say like, well, one day God's gonna make this better for me. My heart, you know, all the great quotes, dude, they're good quotes, but
they're good. Gives you hope, man,
yeah,
because I believed it.
Yeah, same. Like,
believed it,
God gives his strongest soldiers the toughest battle. Like, dude, what kind of God does that? And so I was always just hoping. And then, like I said, you know, now I say, okay, if God is everywhere and God is within me, then all that fucking hard work, all that, everything that I need to do, like, it's not God. That's me doing it on my own. Yeah. If God is everywhere and he takes care of everybody, then by your definition, we are all the gods in our own life. Like, we can't wait around and wait for some God to put some opportunity in front of you. You got to go and get it. Yeah. And that's you, not like to belittle your God, but saying like, that's your God. That's, you are God of your life. So I don't know what everybody believes, but I just know it is a hot topic. Every time it comes up, everybody's like, I want, and it is fun because
it's fun to navigate through, though, if you have the proper perspective. Because let me continue my growth on the subject, because like I was telling you, I was angry. So I would talk about religion. I would I had a goal. I had an objective. I had
mission?
Not a mission, but you know, when a motive, I guess. I don't know. Like, it wasn't a fair conversation, because I had already made up my mind that I disbelieve. I've been fooled, so I'm going to do everything I can to prove to you that it's wrong. You know, that was it. And I thought I was okay because I'm just talking factually, you know. So I did that for a while, with you, with other people, with family members. And fuck, it didn't feel good, man. It didn't feel good after a while, because like I kind of realized I was being an asshole. Like I was, even though I was coming at it factually, I was still being insensitive to other people's, I don't know, faith. I don't want to use the word faith. I want to see other people's life experience, or life in general. You know, and a lot of it had to do with conversations with my mom, because I had a lot of religious conversations with my mom, and I was hardlined, and I was trying to explain it as best as I can, so she can understand that everything she believed her entire life is a lie. That shit's heavy, dude. Yeah, that shit's heavy. So, but luckily, my mom's open-minded about it, you know. At first, you know, that's the initial reaction of like, no. And like, you're crazy. But once, you know, we kept the conversation going, she understood where I'm coming from. I was explaining it a little bit better. She understood. And, I mean, one of the points I drove down with her, I was like, look, Mom, I was like, based on the book, people like me are going to hell. I was like, but you know me. Like, I'm not a bad person. Like, you know I'm not a bad person. But I'm going to hell based on these rules that are part of something that you believe in. She's like, yeah, well, I guess I never thought about it that way, you know. So it was a good back and forth, but I think I learned more from those conversations than she did, you know, because it just is if you're trying to convince people about truth, trying to prove them wrong is not the right way to go about it. You know, you got to have a conversation with them. That's why I kind of try to go about it this way, explaining my growth of why I believe in what I believe in now. Because just attacking them from one side is not the right way to go about it. Even though you might be 100% correct. Or not even 100% correct, because nobody's 100% correct. But it's most likely you're more... The probability of you being correct is higher than their probability. You know?
And, I mean... It's a very touchy subject, so...
Hell yeah,
trying
hell
to
yeah.
tiptoe. But, this podcast, right, has rekindled a lot of friendships, a lot of people, like, that I haven't talked to in a long time. It's in my early 20s, you know, fucking 31 now, you know, so it's been a long time. I used to say a quick prayer before every meal, just like a little, nothing, no grace or nothing, just, hey, man, thank you for this meal. I've been poor. There's been days where you had fucking sleep for dinner. So, you know, I'd be like, thank you, you know, hashtag blessed, hallelujah, eat my food. And so, you know, the sign of the cross, you know, you do that, like, 2 finger guns to the sky, you know?
Yeah.
And now that I, you know, go to these dinners or whatever, and they're like, hey, you don't do your little grace thing no more? I'm like, oh, man, it's been that long? Like,
yeah.
Like, things changed. Like, what do you mean? And then, you know, it's not, like, out of the world for people to be like, oh, I can see that. But some of them were, like, kind of, like, taken aback. Like, you were so adamant about it. I was like, this is what I grew up with. And looking back now, this is, like you said, like, this was my hope. This was my way out. Like, oh, no, he's giving me this fucking tough lesson, like some tough love, because he's getting me ready for the day when I have it all to be humble. And so, like, you know, my growth was a little different because it was just kind of like, you got to keep in mind, and I always say it, like, if you believe in a God, your God comes first, above everything else, above yourself, above your family. So to me, it was fucking like, what? Like, how is my number one wrong? Like, this can't be. So it wasn't like, it was a slow process.
Yeah.
Because, you know, having these debates, whatever, I've questioned it early on in my life, like 8 or 9. I'd be asking my mom a million questions, like, but why do people die? Like, you know, not like fucking all fucking genius child either. I'm not trying to like, oh, why is there war? I didn't even know fuck war was, but just being like, what happens when we die? Oh, you know, like the best way she could answer it, my dad could answer it, and then I did catechism, bro. I did fucking first communion, second communion, presentation, confirmation. I did all of it,
dude.
Bro.
I do that. You know what, man? That fucking sucked.
That fucking sucked. But I enjoyed it.
But did you
at the time?
Missing
senior
Saturday
year,
ball?
yeah, that shit sucked. Junior and senior year where I couldn't.
Yeah.
Then we had Teen Talk. Shout out to George Vargas. He was in my classes. We had Teen Talk on Friday nights. Like we'd go to the basketball game.
Talk.
Yeah, it was a religious group, dude.
How was that? I mean, was it?
We were all forced to be there, and we acknowledged we were all forced to be there. The teachers acknowledged.
So you guys were whoring around with each other,
pretty much. Like, and it was like.
So it was a social club.
It was a social club, but for religious kids, and it just you
didn't
talk about
social club at a church.
Yeah, you didn't talk about God. You just talked about like your week, how was school.
Yeah.
Oh, you play baseball. Oh, you play volleyball. Oh, what's up? Oh, fucking yada yada yada. You know, whatever fucking teenagers talk about.
Yeah.
And then, part of my, I guess I'm telling you, like reflecting and shit like that. We had to do like 120 hours of community service, and it wasn't like people always say, "Oh, you got to write it off." I got a guy you could just write it off. But that's the thing about these groups. Like, you're like, I want to go do this service because I want to do. So me, George, and I think a few other people from our school went to the convalescent home right there on Durfee.
Okay,
dude.
By the Dragon Box.
On Peck. No, on Durfee by fuck.
Okay, yeah.
By Ramona-ish, I guess. and every Saturday and Sunday for like 2 years. 4 hours of my day was spent there.
I slightly remember that. Yeah.
And now it's like, that's why I'm like, dude, I'm not a good person for it, but I did enjoy going there. We watched Troy. We watched fucking the old people. We took care of them. And it was nice conversations. And that's one thing I realized, like, old people love telling you about their life because they've gone through so much, and they'll tell you, sometimes it was just bullshit ass stories, but it was fun. Like, I enjoyed it. And so then as I got older, it was just kind of like, all these people were never religious, but they became religious because they're about to meet their maker. So they're like, just in case, I'm going to say, you know, my prayers. But it wasn't because, like, they didn't live, like, a religious life. They're just now.
I mean, dude, doesn't...
Yeah, no.
Have you ever met... I think I've only met a handful of people that not that I know lived to the standards of their religion, but who I only met a handful of people who I would suspect... that I suspected actually lived by the standards of religion, because I mean, I don't even think half of them know what the standards are.
Well, you're
not supposed to eat shrimp. You're not supposed to eat shrimp. Shrimp is against. It's in the Bible, right? You're not supposed to eat shellfish.
No,
yeah. So I mean, mariscos, homie. Like,
it's a story.
Yeah,
it's a good story with good fucking like. Oh, that's a great lesson, but it's always fucking. What's that one where fucking Jack and Jill or whatever it is with a fucking
Avatar,
the candy house? Like, don't go to strangers' home. Like, that's a good story. Has a good message. Like, dude,
doesn't make it real. Yeah, but then, you know, even with having that perspective on religion, I mean, people who do believe that, let's say, Adam and Eve were a real thing and we all came from one God, blah, 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 blah. Everybody knows the story. If that's what you choose to believe in, I mean, I'm nobody to...
Who the fuck am I to? Yeah.
You know, like, that's cool, man. Like, it's cool. If you're able to have, like, a real conversation about it, if you're willing, if you're emotionally capable of having that type of conversation, let's have a conversation. You know, I'm down. I'm always, because you know me, I'm always down for a conversation.
Shoot me a DM, dude. I have both sides. I'm telling you, the religious side is more like asking questions, like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? You know, as far as like death, as far as like, not to get into that subject, but like as far as abortion and fucking suicide, you know, because these are like fucking they're called the worst of the sins, you know, like fucking taking your own life, murder type shit. So they're more like questioning, like, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm not for murder. I'm not for like, go around fucking purging and shit. It's just like, I don't believe the rules are cool. Don't do that shit, you know. But it's not like, because of religion. You should just not do those things. Yeah. And then that's what I'm telling you. Like the other side is more like not to belittle the religious people, but they're like, it's because they're not, you know, critically thinking. They're just kind of like conform to their norm, you know. And I'm like, it's because everybody has a different journey. Like, I always ask everybody, at what age did you leave religion? Most of them is as in adulthood. Like, some of them, I think it's the exception, not the rule, that left it like, when I was like 9, I kind of started quitting. Like, okay, cool, you left it early, so you've probably hated like fucking catismo and all that shit since an early age. I enjoyed that shit, dude. I really did.
You did?
Yeah.
I never felt comfortable in the church ever. It just gave me the worst feeling. I don't know what it was. It's just, I remember just not wanting to be in there. To me, it was almost like an escape from reality. Like, I remember being in those classes and being like, you know, like, hey, if you pray and you do good and you do good by God, like, He's going to take care of you. And then, you know, as a kid, when everybody else knew everything and you're over here like with your dude, I was talking about this at work yesterday. Everybody has fucking high waters. Like, it's the trend to like have high waters. They're rolling them up to be high water. I got picked on for having high waters, and I was like right now.
Yeah, and so like I'd be like, fuck, dude.
You know too much about what's in.
I don't.
Hector.
It's just I work with
you've
people.
Come with 2 references tonight.
Which was the first one? The no Colin Kaepernick?
No cap.
Yeah, well, see,
explain no cap.
No cap is like, when you cap on somebody, you make fun of them, you're capping. So no cap is like, hey, it's like the no disrespect, and then you disrespect it. Yeah, no offense.
No offense.
So it's like no cap, and like,
it's fucking ridiculous.
I thought it was whatever. I didn't even realize I used it, and then I used it twice, I think.
Yeah, you did. I hate you now.
I love you too.
I know. Yeah, man. So that's the religion part of it. We didn't really get into.
No, yeah. I thought we would be going on how do you say, like the highway to hell? Like start. I feel like you're the same way. You're not gonna attack people's beliefs. I mean, everybody believes, like you said, their own life. I believe people believe their own thing for a reason. Sometimes it's comfort. Like some people are like, I've gone to other churches and I feel kind of awkward. Like as far as like Christians going to like what's it called? A Mormon, just to check it out, because like if there's a God, people are more open-minded too. Like if there's a God, it might be the same God, we just pray to him differently. I'm like, oh cool. Ozzy said that and I was like, yeah, I think it's a God.
I remember that was part of my evolution too, when that was one God, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's one God, but everybody's
has a different name for him.
Yeah, and then obviously I went past it and I learned more.
One thing you said, for me, I've always been into astronomy and shit, and then just looking at the vastness of the universe, it just seeing how big everything is and how insignificant we are. And it's like, oh, we're here for a reason. And that's the tough part. Like, no, we're not. We are nothing. In 10 years after we die, most of us will be forgotten by of course, your immediate family will remember you and they'll have you a fucking ofrenda like in Coco. But 5-6 generations, dude, like think about it. When's the last time anybody talked about like your great grandfather? And it's only like fucking 200 years ago.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
That's how we're gonna be with us. And so
they remember Hitler though.
Oh yeah, well Lincoln, fucking be evil, Genghis Khan. So we're so insignificant, but our egos as humans is like, no, I'm here for a reason. That's nice. God put me here for a reason, like for eternal. Like, okay, so the universe is what 13.4 billion years old, and we're gonna live, if we're lucky. I even said me 60. Somebody was asking me because of my birthday, like, how long do you think you have left? I'm like, I think I'm halfway done.
Are we middle aged?
We're middle aged, dude. I was talking to you about my diet or lack thereof, and my exercise regimen or lack thereof. So I'm enjoying it, right? It's all good.
No, we gotta change.
No, we gotta change. Definitely. Yeah. That's what I said for Abby, dude. I was like, damn, like when I'm 60, she's gonna be like, oh fuck, that math does not compute, my man. Like I gotta be around longer. So I said for Abby,
I've gotten so out of shape that I look forward to my physicals. Ask me why, Hector.
I'm scared.
Ask me why.
Why?
So, ever since I got Kaiser, every year, it's been probably like 7 years maybe, you have to do a physical every year so you can get a discount on your health insurance. So they've been keeping track of my my levels because you had to do blood work every year.
Oh shit.
So my health has almost become a spectator sport because I was like, oh, how unhealthy am I going to be this year? Am I going to break records?
Man, that's scary.
It is. Yeah, I know. I've seen the steady decline of my health. It's kind of interesting. It's a solid tool, Kaiser. That's a good idea. Kind of puts things in perspective. You're just like, oh, fuck. All those guilty feelings you've been having while you're eating cookies in bed, they're warranted. They're warranted. Look at it. It's in the numbers. Damn. I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fucking. I'm in the worst shape of my life.
Same. By far, this is I was telling you before we started recording, I know I'm gonna eat something for dinner that's like unhealthy because like I'm.
Yeah, we had McDonald's.
We had McDonald's right now. Legit, I have a beer right here, large Dunkin' Donuts, fucking coffee, Kool-Aid, and a Red Bull for the drive home. So I'm not making the best decisions. You feel me?
Yeah.
So don't take advice from me, guys. People always ask me about what would you do in this situation.
You have your shit together, Hector.
I'm like,
how do you do it?
Oh man, I do not. I wouldn't take advice from me. You feel me? So don't take advice from me, guys. Yeah. I'm all for a good conversation. Like, well, I could shoot the shit. I tell you, hypothetically, this is what I would do. But I probably wouldn't do that. Like, man, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Do as I say, not as I do.
You want to talk a little bit about why? I guess I could talk a little bit about like the comments people be leaving. Not comments, but like the DMs. I got a few negative feedback. Dude. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Let's hear them.
Okay, so some guy said, like, I don't know him, right? And it's like, why would you do a podcast? You have a terrible lisp. And I'm like, sorry. Like, what do you think about the content? Though? Oh, it's pretty cool. Like, would you listen to more? He's like, if they talk more than you, yeah. And I'm like, nice, cool, thank you. As long as you listen, bro. Thank you. I'll try to not have a lisp. 31 years strong. Some other one said, I felt personally attacked because he was personally attacking me. He was like, it'd be a better show if you weren't so pretentious. And I was like, am I pretentious? Like, I never, that's the first, So I was like, okay. And then one of the homies was actually like, in person, this wasn't a DM. He was like, you gotta be a little bit more hood. Like, you do talk like professional and shit, like when we kick it. But it's like on the show, you're almost like 100% professional. And then you're not really like yourself. And I was like, nah, like people would tell me they love how like I'm like the way I speak, right? Like they tell me like you bring that little fucking hood side, and I was like, I'm not gonna make everybody happy, right? But the first two were probably the best ones. The lisp, pretentious was a little whatever, but
maybe they just didn't like the way you spoke.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's funny because like people do that though. I don't know if you noticed because I know Julia does it all the time.
Does what?
Yeah, Julia's my fiance. She becomes a different person when she gets on the phone with somebody that she doesn't know. It's like, have you ever seen that movie? God, what is it called? Sorry to Bother You or something? I think that's what it's called. Something wrong with line. Basically, it's about these guys who work at like a telemarketing company, and basically
who's the star?
I don't know.
Was it like an indie?
No, it's not an indie. Well, I think it's what's his name? Peele. What's his name?
Who?
What's his name? Peele from Key and Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. He does a bunch of movies now.
Yeah.
I think he might have been involved with that movie. I don't know.
Yeah,
it seems like a movie that he would do because I've seen some of his movies, and it's like that kind of movie. But basically, it's about these
it's a bad show.
Key and Peele. Fuck yeah, it's hilarious, dude.
Nothing will ever top Chappelle's show, but as far as skit show, that is fucking badass.
Yeah, and I don't know, dude. We could talk about Chappelle's stand-up too.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the new Bill Burr?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, wow.
See, that's great. Chappelle, dude. No. Okay, let me.
Okay, no. Go to the movie. Let's.
Okay, so about the fake, like you become a different person when you're on the phone with somebody else. So these people who work at a telemarketing company, it's funny because like in order for them to succeed in that industry, like okay, so they're black people, right?
Spoiler
alert, they're black. When they get into their quotations professional voice, it's an exaggerated, like super preppy white, what you would imagine a white person sounds like, but it's exaggerated. It's not their actual voice. Like it's voiced over, but that's part of the experience. That's part of the movie. And like the more you sound like that, the more you'll succeed. If you speak the way you naturally speak, you won't move up. And it reminds me of that movie, I guess, is what I'm saying. When people like just change their demeanor when they talk on the phone. Sometimes I understand it when you're in a professional environment, like it's understood. I know, but like when you're just like hello, like yes, can I help you? It's like hi, yes. It's like pa 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 pa. Your pattern of speech just changes. It's interesting. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it's really interesting to see the change.
I guess that's where that's the first and only person to say that. Maybe other people be like, yeah, you're a little pretentious fucker. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, oh, fuck, my bad. But, like, because people tell me that they love when I say, you feel me? Because I say that all the time in real life. Like, I'm like, dude, you feel me? And then people say, I feel you. And it's a thing, you know? That's one of my, like, little fucking buzzwords, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't listen to him, right? I said I was going to listen to Fabian's. I didn't listen to it. I was like, if I listen to his, I got to listen to everybody's. And that's not cool. I don't want to fucking whatever. Maybe I even said once I get to 100, I'll start listening to him, see some growth even through the podcast. Be like, oh, fuck.
Being so pretentious right now.
Truth. Can I get one?
Yes, sir.
And, okay, so then we went to Chappelle. Okay, first.
Before Chappelle.
Key and Peele. Key, dude.
Dude, they're great. They're fucking great.
Oh, man.
It's fucking, I love it. It's one of those shows on Netflix or Hulu, whichever one I watch it on.
Thank you.
I'll pick it up anywhere. Yeah. I'll just rewatch it over and over and over. Doesn't matter where I'm at in the season. I'm just gonna watch it because it's fucking hilarious.
I mean, and people don't, because everybody says like I agree wholeheartedly. Chappelle Show is the best skit show. I agree.
Why are we talking about Chappelle? Well,
no, because it's like, oh well, nothing will ever top Chappelle. They're like, okay, it's not. I agree. But give this show a shot. It's still fucking really good. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It's still fucking good. Like, oh, they just tried to copy Chappelle. Like, no, they didn't. Okay, they went on their own venture.
Chappelle copy?
Probably somebody before our time.
Okay, then what are we talking about?
Because it's like the GOAT, and it's like, there's no debate. Like, no, nothing. It's like, okay, Chappelle is one.
Mm-hmm.
Who's number two? Okay, well, watch Key and Peele. You'll agree that this show was so well done, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So well done. I really, really consider it like a fucking...
It's a great show.
Great show. But it's stand-up comedy. First off, if you haven't watched it, go watch Chappelle Show, the new one. What's it called? Fucking...
I shouldn't be wearing jumpsuits.
Is it? I don't know the name of it.
No,
I know. But what's
it's called? But he was wearing a jumpsuit.
Yeah, but fucking go watch that shit so you can know what we're talking about, and we don't spoil anything because it's fucked up to spoil people's fucking original work. You know, because we will talk about it. And then Bill Burr's Paper Tiger that just came out.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh man,
Bill Burr.
A lot of people say he's like number one right now, like pound for pound, like heavyweight.
Oh. Without a doubt. I would
say Louis C.K. to me before the whole Me 3 movement.
I feel like it had an effect, unfortunately. He was great. He was the king, but unfortunately, it was one of those fucked up situations where it had an effect on
his body of work,
his career.
But see, well, I mean,
it did. Dude, it does end his career.
No, he's already
back. He's gonna be great, and I'm gonna support him. I'm cool, but it did have an effect. Didn't he sacrifice like millions of dollars?
Well, yeah, the show got canceled. He had canceled the worldwide tour.
Happened because he asked for permission. I mean, I get the argument that he was taking advantage because he was a superstar and blah blah. This, I get it, but maybe it wasn't like he wasn't aware of that.
Okay, but see, as far as his... Because, all right, Michael Jackson may or may have not touched little boys. People still bump his music. You separate the art from the artist. His body of work is still up there with anybody. The Murphys, the Pryors, the Chappelles, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, he legit is my favorite. Yeah, right now I got a fucking...
Chappelle's your favorite?
No. Louis C.K. is my favorite. Right now, yeah, I'm writing fucking Tom Segura and Chris D'Elia. Like, their shit is... But I know it's just like, okay, let me see where else you go with this. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's not a superstar. It's just they're on that trajectory, I guess. Like they're fucking solid as fuck.
Oh yeah, they are.
Damn, dude.
It's tight. Their shows are very tight, well written. What do you think? Did you see the new C's? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Personally, I thought it was a little weird, like with the producers in the back and shit just standing there, like
that. What really was weird, yeah.
And then like the way he did it, like it was like hey, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry because I have to be sorry. Like, oh look, my friend said, hey, if I ever made anybody feel that way, like I'm sorry. Like, if I made somebody think, then I guess me going. It felt like a little bit like hey, you're a superstar. Like you have community, not community, Parks and Rec. Like you are one of the big timers right now.
Yeah.
So we need you to keep making that money for us. So I didn't feel like it was him. I felt like there was other people pulling the strings too. Like this is gonna piece everybody. That's what I felt like.
Okay, I kind of took him at his word that.
Yeah.
I kind of did. I don't know much about him, dude.
No.
So I took out of it that he was like, okay, you know, who I was before, that was an act. This is who I am. That's what I took out of it, and I took him for the word. It could be bullshit. Yeah, of course it can. You know, maybe he was just saying that because he thought it would play well. It did with me. I mean, I took him seriously. I was like, oh, because it was funny.
No,
I thought it was funny.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
But I didn't think it was like, because his stand up, dude, go look at his old stand up, like fucking.
No, Randy. I know, but that was a character.
Yeah, that shit was fucking.
So he was kind of laying to rest a character. Yeah, that's how I saw it. And I got it. I was like, okay, that's cool. Let's see what else you could do. You know, if that really was a character, you better come out with, you know, something else that's good. And I thought that was a decent goodbye to what people thought who a seasoned Sorry was. And you know, but then he could always come back and be, hey everybody, you know, he could always come back and do the same shit. So I don't know. I thought it was good. Yeah. Then Chappelle.
I fucking loved it.
You loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it.
One of his top fucking specials. Personally, my opinion. He came out like, you know the political climate, you know the fucking social climate. Like you can't say this, you can't tweet that, and he's just Chappelle don't give a fuck. He's made enough money to fucking turn down fucking a few $100 million from Comedy Central. You know, like he's fucking. And I felt like he did it his way too. Like that's big for me. Like he don't give a fuck about the feedback, about people not liking it, about people whatever. And he goes where a lot of comics won't, which is where like comics are supposed to go. You know, you go to the Anthony Jeselniks of the world. You know, like you can't make fun of that yet. And Chappelle just came in like ba 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 ba. The T, the B, the G in the car, dude. That was
a good premise.
That was beautiful.
That was a great premise. That was good.
How many other people can do it and do it well? You know.
Okay, so I watched most of it. Most of it, yeah, I know. It's because you know what I do.
Late night.
I watch things during the week, but I fall asleep to them, and then I'll finish watching them on the weekend.
You didn't go back for Chappelle?
I haven't gone back for Chappelle.
That's crazy.
Okay,
bro.
so
I watched it twice.
So
already.
this is a half. Take my opinion of it so far with a grain of salt. So from what I saw, it was funny.
Okay,
but it also felt forced. Like it took away. It took away from the stand up because it was almost exaggerated. Like this is what I'm doing. Obviously gonna be saying shit that I'm gonna try to trigger people, which I get. People are fucking too sensitive. But what I'm saying, I felt like it took away from the artistic part of it. You know, for me,
yeah,
and I could be wrong.
I personally didn't. Vice versa with a C's one. I felt like he was just like he's been touring for a while. Yeah. He's been doing a lot of clubs and shit. Yeah. So people are digging his shit, right? Or else he wouldn't put a special about it. And oh, man, I felt like it was.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying it wasn't funny. Again, guys, it was fucking. It's Dave fucking Chappelle, dude. It's fucking funny, but I saw what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because a good comedian, you're not thinking about what they're doing.
Yeah,
you're kind of just
their
there.
Motive?
There's no motive. You're not thinking about motive.
That, but I mean,
it was almost like instantly. Oh, this is what you're doing. Okay,
but see,
then it for me personally, that made it pretty obvious. Not. I'm not saying it wasn't enjoyable. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and watch it again, and I might love it. But it's still, that's how it came off to me. And again, I'm not saying I disagree. You shouldn't be saying none of that shit. No, dude, it's fucking comedy. Nothing's off limits when it comes to comedy, dude. And it was funny, dude. Like I'm telling you, the whole LGB. That shit was good. I also like the whole I'm always so bad with remembering comedy lines and movie lines. The one about. What was that? Abortion, I think. What was he saying? Abortion, that if you have the right to do abortion, guys should have the right to not be involved in life. If you're allowed to kill them, we should be allowed to abandon them. It's kind of, dude, that was, obviously it was delivered a lot better. But it was fucking hilarious. I was like, oh shit, that's fucking funny.
The one about, fucking, what's her name? Nancy Reagan. Just say no. How hard can it be? Like, I'm
seriously, that was great. That was fucking
the whole lead up to that.
Yeah. See,
I mean, I don't want to say, what's it called?
Yeah,
like verbatim. Like give him that stream, give him that money. But fuck, dude, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
And personally, I just felt like a lot of people are scared to go to those type of topics. Yeah. They play it safe. They go to the line, but they don't cross the line. They're just like, oh, look, I'm a comedian. I can do this.
I think it's just a different type of comedy.
And then Chappelle's like, fuck your line.
But there's a whole bunch of Chappelle's. Let's not pretend Chappelle is one special thing. He's just able to formulate a story better than everybody else. There's a bunch of fucking other comedians saying just outlandish things, even worse things out there. They just can't put it together like Chappelle does. So let's not pretend that him talking about shit that society deems shouldn't be talking about is something new. That's not new. That's not something just.
I can tell you, and I know you'll be like, oh yeah, he's way worse. I can tell you, Joey Diaz is way worse. But everybody listening will be like, who's that?
Yeah,
you get me?
Joey Diaz is awesome.
So
he's a fucking idiot, but he's awesome.
No, he's fucking bad as fuck.
Idiot in the best sense.
Yeah, not a derogatory.
No, not derogatory. I love Joey Diaz.
But you get me? Like, everybody talked about that Chappelle show for like a solid 3-4 days, which is a long time for a stand-up comedy special.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Well, because everybody's like, oh, you can't.
I think it was a lot of the Chappelle not bandwagon, but the fandom of Chappelle.
Because
it's
like a rap album. It's like a fucking
and
somebody
the way he left. That created a new just this new interest in Chappelle. Like, oh, he actually gave up all that millions, and all the rumors. He went to Africa, losing his mind, comes back all yoked up. It's like it's
90 million for 3 specials on Netflix.
He's kind of like I don't know. It's
what's the word I'm looking for? Like old school, like Paul Bunyan type shit, like a tall tale, like who else in their right mind would do that? And that's what I mean. But Bill Burr,
fuck, so good. See, he says a lot of shit that like white people aren't supposed to be saying, but it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, like, man, a lot of people say that he's the best out there right now. I personally don't. I mean, he's top 5 definitely in my book, but everybody says that he's the best. Like right now.
Okay, so spoiler alert. I'm going to talk about a premise in Bill Burr's.
Okay, guys, go watch it if you haven't already, just so we don't ruin it when you do watch it. Por favor.
And I want to ask your opinion of it. The one he says like, my daughter hasn't really met me yet.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so to those of you listening. My daughter doesn't know that I drink beer. Doesn't know that I drink. Because when I have her, I don't drink. Oh, you know what? I'm lying. At Disneyland, I actually had 2 beers. Like, because we were fucking hot as fuck. But that's...
And when it's hot as fuck, you go for a beer, not water.
Not water, dude.
That's what Hector taught his daughter that day.
Check it. You know how everybody has their little canteen of, like, fucking... like water and shit. Mine has Kool-Aid. Give me refresher throughout the day. Earlier I said I'm making
has a red tint on the inside that is not. You cannot wash it off. It's forever red on the inside.
No, but you get me. Like I'm not hiding who I am from her. I'm just like, okay, Daddy has to be a good person to society. So that's where it started. Like, okay, and that's when I was like, dude, this is like almost like being fake because I'm a different person when I'm around other people. Yeah. So I just became a better person. Trying to. Like I said, I'm a piece of shit. Trying to not be such a piece of shit. So it's a work in progress, right? But when he said that, I was like, oh, fuck, dude, that's me. Because, like I've said countless times, I'm going to tell her all the bad shit I've done. Tell her about jail. Tell her about this. Tell her about that. She's going to know who her dad was. Mm-hmm. But she's also going to be like, Dad, well, growing up, you weren't that person. And now that she's an adult, she could be like, Dad, I can't believe you did all this stuff. I can't believe you fucking whatever.
Or she's gonna look at you and like, yeah, Dad, you used to go hang out with a bunch of gangsters. Yeah, there with your fucking high waters, fucking shirt, fucking glasses. You're like, yeah, Dad, yeah, okay.
Shooting at the walls in crayons.
Yeah, sure, Dad. Like that, they're either gonna be like, whoa, really?
Yeah, Dad.
Or like, shut the fuck up, Dad.
You had 20,000 square feet of weed, Dad.
Yeah.
That was you, Dad.
Okay.
Is there? You're one of the few people that, because people ask me, you really grew weed? I'm like, dude, yeah. It's not like whatever. It's just whatever.
It was a job.
It was a job. Fucking got a better job.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking better than that. Yeah, better than that shit. Did I show you the picture? Oh, should I say this? Should I say it?
Nah, don't say it.
Okay. I won't say it. Never mind. Spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
That story doesn't have a spoiler.
And that story ends.
Story ends now. Okay, so so you get me. So she doesn't know I drink.
Yeah, so she doesn't know who you are. But it was funny the way you said it.
No, dude, I
get it. She sees small spurs of me. Yeah. You know, like she doesn't really like. Hi, can you imagine talking to anybody else the way you talk to your daughter?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
like you look like a fool.
Yeah. Today, I was like, baby, what's wrong? You want tacos? You want pizza? She's like, I'm a bit tired. I want to take. I'm like, you want a nappy nap? Like, I'll carry you. Let's go to the store so we can be in the AC. Because in the car we have AC, right? But she's in the back seat. I'm like, let's go to the store so you want a little water? And I was like, I'll go buy you a little water. And I was like, what a piece of shit, Hector. I don't know if that's good parenting or what. I don't know. But I'm like, I'm glad nobody was around. You're like, you want to take a little nappy nap?
You talk to your daughter.
No, because she just got out of school.
Yeah,
she's a little exhausted.
I think everybody
she's like,
does that.
She's like, Papi, it's hot. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you hungry? Is it hungry? Your instinct kicks in. Are you hungry? You want some water? What do you need, baby? What do you need? She's like, I'm a bit upset. Like she. That's cool. Fuck, dude. Shout out to the teachers out there, man. I keep saying it all the time. She has a great fucking teacher.
Yeah.
She's fucking so great with kids. Another thing. I've been volunteering at school with my daughter, so that's another reason why these podcasts haven't been popping off, because every chance I get, I go there instead of like recording and shit, because,
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody's gonna say, like, send her to trade school, bro. Follow her passions, bro. Don't fucking get into... I know all that stuff, guys. I'm gonna do my best. I want her to be aware that school is important, not as far as like get a degree, that's all important, but I mean as far as like I need to learn. My parents are here to like help me fucking learn, make sure I'm having an enjoyable experience, because this is you get me? Like this is important. Like this is gonna help me. Like I told you, it's more about development right now than actually learning. They're learning concepts, not actual things, what it more or less. Like today was pretty cool. 6 blocks and like 3 blocks. Which one is more? Some kids are like, ¿qué? And I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. This 6 is more than 3, so 6 is more. Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Oh, good job!" Like, and, seeing it in real time, you're like, "Cool." That there's a different way to learn.
Look, I picked 3.
No, when I was at fucking kinder, dude, I shared the story today. I did not speak English till 3rd grade, and I was in a. Back then, they didn't have ESL classes, English as second language. So kinder, 1st and 2nd grade, I was in English only classes. Like, I don't know the fuck I'm here, like, this is fucking.
Yeah.
So to see this stuff, this kind of thing, like where they teach kids without teaching them, they're having fun, dude. Like their body parts, the head, shoulders, knees, and toes, like all that shit is silly.
But they're learning.
Because then they ask them, "Oh, it itches right here. What's this?" I'm scratching my shoulder, and then all the kids yell out, "Shoulder!" And like, huh? It's working, So, but yeah, so I've been doing that, and I don't see myself stopping doing that. So so that's what I mean. The podcast will all fall in together. How did I go on that tangent? I was talking about fucking my daughter not.
Well, we're talking about Bill Burr.
Not knowing me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The nappy nap.
Nappy nap.
Yeah. So she had a long day at school. It was fucking really hot, so they didn't even let the kids go outside and play, like for recess.
Yeah.
So they played inside, which makes the room really hot. So it was like,
they don't blast the AC.
Yeah, but it's fucking a lot of people in that motherfucker. A lot of heavy breathers. A lot of mouth breathers. See, hey, tell your kids to close their mouth. Like, a lot of kids like going like.
But it's easier to breathe that way, Hector.
But yeah, I guess. But it's just teach them young, you know. Like be like, hey, mijo.
You look like a dumbass. Stop it.
You're gonna get judged. Yeah. I'm doing it for your kid's sake, man. I'm doing it for your kid's sake.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, no, man, Bill Burr. Let me see. So people, we talk. There's a bunch of shit we talk about. The conversations on there are fun. I tell people like the feedback's always tremendous. 9 out of 10 comments or DMs is good. Yeah. And then I'm open for constructive criticism. They're like, dude, have some fun. You seem like uptight. And I'm like, I'm having fucking fun, dude. Like, this is very enjoyable to me, or else I wouldn't do it, you know. I'm here out of the, well, I mean, you're my boy, you know. A lot of people, everybody on has been cool as fuck, so. Mm-hmm. Damn.
Are you going to have, no, but I don't want to talk about your future guest.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, I fucked up because a lot of people, you know how, like, I was putting, like, thank you to get me this amount of listeners. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't realize that at that point, like, some of the episodes had been out for, like, a day. Other episodes, like, a week. Mm-hmm. So the older videos were getting, like, a lot more plays. So they were like, oh, how many listens are you getting? Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, the first 3 episodes have X amount. Yeah. And a lot of them were like, oh, fuck this. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought it was, like, fucking 25, 30 people listening. So they're kind of, like, almost like it was pressure for them. Pressure to yeah. Well, I get it, but I mean, most of the people you won't even know. It's just I get the thing is it's out there now. Yeah, like especially like, you know, the other episodes, like they're on YouTube, Spotify, shit. Like if I wanted to, I couldn't delete them. So, but nobody said anything like offensive, right? And that's not what I'm trying to do. But if people feel like, oh, if I say the wrong thing, and I'm getting me too'd through a fucking podcast like in 15 years, like I'm done. And I'm like So that's kind of the reason why I kind of even pushed it even more. Yeah. It's not a priority. I get it. People are busy. I'm busy myself. I canceled numerous times. But at the same time, everybody started canceling. Nah, bro, never mind. Too many people, not comfortable putting my message out there. Yeah. Okay, respect that. Jump to person number 2. Can't this weekend. Let's try next weekend. Oh, fuck, I'm not going to have an episode this week. Okay, so hit up the people that said, hey, if you ever need somebody, hit me up. Hit them up. Oh, I'm not in town. Okay, so then next week, the same thing. The next week, the same thing. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe I need to take a break, too, because I'm getting stressed out from this motherfucker. Because people are hitting me up, hey, who's your next guest? Hey, why don't we release Wednesday so that I can listen to it like when I go to, like, you know, it's not pressure, but it's just like, the fuck, dude, I don't need this shit. Like, this was supposed to be fun. You're making it not fun.
It's supposed to be a hobby, man.
So I was just kind of like, that's when I said, hey, guys, I got a bunch of shit coming up in my personal life where I need to take a break. I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to see how it goes. And then just that break, that was my daughter's birthday. Spent a lot of time with her now, more time with her now. So, I mean, I'm obviously going to choose that every time. Yeah. So then when I do have free time, quote unquote, it'll either be like 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, and like who's free at that time, right? Yeah. Or like this, 9 p.m. on a Friday night. Most people want to go out, get their drink on, which I respect, dude. Live your life. But so that means me with no guests. So I just said, all right, I'm gonna take a break. Whenever it happens, it happens. Because I don't want to force anything. I don't want to just call some, hey, I need you for 30 minutes, bro. Let's record. And then people are gonna listen to it, not enjoy it. And then not come back for the real episodes. Yeah, so I said, hey, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit, release every other week. And even then, it felt like, damn, it really is time consuming.
Oh yeah, I mean, this what we're doing right now is not even half the battle.
No, this, and I'm telling you, this is the fun part.
Yeah, I still gotta do the part. You other do the editing, getting shit ready. I don't even know what it takes, but
it takes time. Yeah. And what is the one thing I was telling you I don't have? Time. So, no, I mean, well, they don't know. I'll say this will release next week. I'll make sure of it.
On Thursday.
But then next Thursday.
Why'd you pick Thursday?
I don't even know. It was going to be, because I was like, Friday night, I don't want the weekend. Because the weekend, you know, people live their life and shit. You work Monday through Friday, you want to. Yeah. And I said, if I do like Monday, everybody's just getting in the bag of things. Like, everybody hates Mondays. They're not going to listen to it. I was like, Tuesday, like, I'm busy during the week early on, you know, Monday, Tuesday, so I won't have time for it. So then I did a poll, like, what would be better, like Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday was the day.
Thursday was the day.
Oh,
and then I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, the initial people that were going to listen to it said Thursday, so I might as well. And then it just became like a routine.
Yeah.
I record over the weekend, edit like on Monday, set everything up Tuesday, and then publish Wednesday night to Thursday morning. And people really like that, because then a lot of people listen. By the time it's like 2 o'clock on Thursday, like, I'd say about 40% of the listens have already listened, because those are like the fans, I guess, like the people that really enjoy the show that say, I'm gonna listen to this. Come Friday night, we're like about 60%. So like most people listen to it early on, and then by like the next biggest spike, Saturday and Sunday, I have a hard time getting listens because it's a weekend. Dude,
everybody's doing shit.
Yeah,
that's why. That's, Well,
so then Monday it spikes up again, and then like Tuesday is where I see like the other episodes jump up.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh shit, they enjoyed this shit. Now they're checking out something else.
Yeah,
and so the other day spike up, and coincidentally, it just works well on Thursday. Yeah, because I feel like it's not the weekend yet, so you can't. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like planned or anything. It was like I didn't know what day to do it, but it just feels like it's a good time to like in the morning. You know, you got all day to do it. So far, so good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's fucking feedback is tremendous. People really like, and it's not like a high school reunion shit. People are like, "Oh, you're gonna interview everybody from Mount?" You're like, "No."
Well, like, I mean, you kind of are.
I kind of are, but that's just because that's who I fucking went to school with and shit. You know, like I got other. Well,
but I mean, it's fucking interesting conversations. I mean, plus, like, even if you are just interviewing the people you went to high school with, it's people are listening. You know, people are enjoying the conversation, and you know,
it trips me out, dude. Like I don't know. Let's say like on a fucking Wednesday afternoon. I haven't dropped an episode like in 2 months, right? So this is gonna be the highest episode.
It's been 2 months.
It's been like 1.5.
Holy shit! Yeah, it's been a while, huh?
So. Yeah. People have been asking for this shit, right? So people will message me like on a Tuesday afternoon and be like, "Hey, I just listened to episode yada yada yada. I can't believe you said blah, 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 blah." Like just like, damn, dude, like I recorded that like in fucking April, and you know, just kind of like, oh, you were right about this or whatever. And I don't know. We are not experts, but hashtag we are not experts. That was pretty cool. The fact people like yourself. People like Kennedy, George, that are willing to go out on a limb and say, these are my opinions.
Yeah.
That takes balls. I didn't realize it took balls. Because people could criticize you. It's your opinion. That's what I say. You could be wrong. You could be right. It doesn't matter. It's your opinion. Yeah. A lot of people are like, dude, I would never be able to go on that shit because what if people make fun of me? What if people think I'm stupid? What? And it's like, dude, don't think about it like that. That's what you think. That's what you believe. That's who you are. And so, I mean, that's why I'm like, damn, dude, people are willing to go out on a limb and say, look, this is how I feel about this thing.
Yeah. So, do you remember how old you were when you made that shift? Because
as far as what, like, not
giving a fuck? Not giving a fuck.
I'd say like maybe 23, 24. I started kind of like transitioning, and then once
to a woman.
No, from a woman to a man.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And then once I was like 25-ish, life kind of threw a couple curveballs at me, and then you realize like who's there for you and what's important to you, and then you kind of realize like what is, you know, like I've talked about like jewelry and like the nice car and all. You're like, this shit's all fucking background noise. Like, what really matters, you know? Like
you did buy yourself a BMW.
Yeah, I bought myself expensive chains, expensive watches. For what? For who? Younger Hector thought that was validation.
Yeah.
Now the only chain I wear is the one that my mom bought me when we were really poor, and I always wanted one. She saved up. She didn't even work. She saved up, and she bought me one just to shut me up because I've always asked for it. I got fucking long ones, expensive ones that I don't even wear just because that's not who I am, you know. Maybe for like a nice dinner type shit, like I wear a nice watch kind of thing. I like it looks nice, but
what would you say your favorite type of wardrobe is?
Me, this.
What would you call it?
Fucking okay. Real quick tangent. Go to this bar, run into a friend.
Okay, just stop you there. I was gonna say loungewear. That's my favorite.
Okay,
loungewear. I like to wear. If I could wear what I'm about to go to sleep in all day, I'd be a very happy man. Crocs and everything.
You wear Crocs on? Yeah, it's weird.
Yes, I do.
He's wearing Crocs. He's wearing Crocs
as we speak.
So
I'm kind of becoming a Croc advocate. I'm gonna start GoFundMe to get Crocs spread out all over the world. So hit me up at No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you. Just, it was a weird question, and it would be weird if we just left it alone. What's your favorite, what's your favorite wardrobe?
No, that's where I'm going to go, right? So then I run into a friend, and he introduced me to his friends. And he's like, hey, yada, yada, yada. This is Hector. Some Levi's and a $3 Hanes shirt. Just because he looks poor, don't let him fool you. One of the most educated, respectful people I know. This guy does really well. He has a Beamer at the pad, but he drives a little beater because he doesn't want people to get the wrong perception of him. And I'm just saying, like, what an intro, dude. Like, put that. I mean, I hope I get cremated. I hope I don't get buried and fucking put people through that fucking process of money. Fucking put that on my fucking headstone. Yeah, if I put that shit on there. But that's what I mean. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, people look at me like, dude, because sometimes I'll dress nice, right? Like, go fucking, like I said, like a dinner, fucking something, a fucking party, a fucking wedding, whatever. Like, yeah, I got fucking suits and shit at the crib. It's not who I am. Yeah. I thought that's who I wanted to be. Now I'm like, dude, I wanted to impress people by the way I dress. Yes, I did. Not anymore, though. I give a fuck. Like, one thing I've always said, Levi's is my shit. This is a fucking $3 shirt from fucking Walmart. I don't give a fuck, you know?
Yeah. I bought this shit on eBay.
Yeah.
eBay. Used. Cost me about $7.
Yeah, I went to a comedy show like 2-3 weeks ago. Everybody was dressed like dapper, you know? And I dressed the same way I always dress. Like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to impress nobody.
A long time ago, I bought these Adidas, bro. These, like a forest or like a hunter green Adidas. They look nice, dude. They just don't go with me. They're too flashy. Like, I see them, I'm like, oh, God, I can't believe I bought those. But they're badass shoes. Yeah. I'll show you them. Like, they're nice shoes. It's just...
I have some Ferrari Pumas. Were like $200. Never wore them. Yeah. I bought them. I wore them once, and I felt awkward as fuck. I was like, this isn't me.
Yeah.
This isn't me. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck am I doing? Yeah. I look down, and I'd be like, oh, can't step there because I'm going to ruin these shoes. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck. Dude, honestly, I know a lot of people say I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, FaceTime me. You'll see the way I'm dressed on the daily. Like, people tell me, like, hey, dude. Like,
it's not a pretty sight.
It's not, dude. And, like, right now, I'm wearing fucking jorts. I fucking roll these. I'm a little warm. I don't know how you feel. I'm a little warm.
Yeah, it's pretty
fucking
toasty.
A little bit past midnight. 12:30 on a Friday afternoon.
It's a bit warm out.
Friday night.
A bit warm out.
I'm Jay King about afternoon. What else? Okay. A little story, right? The DMs are popping, man. I love you guys. A few people mentioned it, and I just kind of like, yeah. Like, yeah. And then somebody was really, like, persistent. Like, hey, bro, so when are you going to start doing, like, fucking open mics and whatever? I was like, you have my attention, like, what do you mean? And then they were like, isn't that what, like, all these, like, people that want to get into stand-up comedy, they're, like, putting out podcasts out there to see if they're funny, and then people listen, then they go into, like, okay, so I do have jokes and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why other people are doing podcasts, but no, like, that's not my intention at all. Like, oh, you're pretty funny. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, no, I'm not. I was like, I have funny guests, dude. Albert's episode, George Vargas episode, fucking Fabian's episode, dude, like, LOL laughter, like, fucking crying, you know?
Yeah.
And I know, like, my strong points. I'm like, dude, I'm not that funny. They're like, they said something great. A fan of the show, listen to everything. Said, don't compare yourself to your funny guests. It's like, they're funny too, but so are you. You're saying like, oh, I'm not as funny as them, but you're fucking funny. So I tell one of my homies, right, doesn't know shit about my show, whatever. It tells me like, what like podcasts do you listen to? I tell him, fucking the ones I listen to. He's not interested like in the case file type. Right? He's listening like kind of like the Joe Rogan type shit. I'm like, oh shit, cool. And he goes, have you ever thought about doing one, dude? Like, you're pretty funny. Like, your stories are really good. Like, you make everybody laugh. Like, you know something funny? Like at the time, I was like on episode fucking 11 or 12-ish around there. I'm like 10 episodes in. He goes, nah, no way. And I'm like, yeah, you have one like for real? So yeah. So I shoot him the shit, right? The YouTube. Excuse me. A few weeks later, he hits me like, bro, have you ever considered stand-up? And I'm like, I did like a TBH, if I'm being, let's be honest. Back in my early fucking 20s, I thought like, dude, I knew a few people trying to do stand-up comedy through the bar and shit who were not funny at all. And I was like, if these motherfuckers could do it, like they were getting gigs, right? Like this is fucking 2008, 2009. Like, they could do it, I could do it. So I just kind of said, I think I'm gonna look into it. And I looked into it and I said, nah, not for me. I'm not that funny.
Yeah.
And so I'm not. But see, this is the thing. This is where it gets good. So that homie's like, hey, bro, I got tickets for this show. It's like a competition. Let's check it out. You down the road? And I'm like, hell yeah, man. Big fan of comedy. It's all up and comers. So we're driving there, right? He tells me, today, like, these are all paid comedians. I want you to see it because I guarantee you will walk out of there saying, like, I could do this shit. Like, this is your job and you're getting paid for this shit.
Yeah.
And you're going to say, like, I'm better than these motherfuckers. We went, dude. Some were funny. Some had a fucking funny opener or a funny little line. Out of the 10, I definitely say I was, at this point right now, better than 6 of them. And I said, and he was like, right? Like, you down? You down to do open mic, bro? Like, get out there. You have funny stories. Like,
do it.
No. See. I came out of there like, dude, I gotta, you could text Albert. I text Albert 2 days ago. I was like, hey, bro, you gotta give it a go, man. Because I went to this show.
Yeah, you should take Albert and George with you.
I went to this show, and these guys are paid comedians, bro. And they are not funny. Like, legit not funny, dude. Like, people...
Or maybe they just bombed then.
Maybe they just bombed.
Yeah.
But more than half of the people fucking attempting to bombed. Like, it's not a good ratio.
Yeah.
So I was just like, damn, dude. Like, me personally, I've written, I write.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to give it a try. So I won't share it on this, but I'll share it with you after. I've shared it with 3 people, dude. All 3 of them said that's pretty fucking good. And I don't know. I don't want to like toot my horn shit. I just said it's taken like about 2 weeks to get like about 30 seconds. but it I've gotten a laugh every time.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll do it, to be honest. I might.
If you want to get motivated, watch Crashing. It's HBO. It's like a mini series. Maybe it's like 2 or 3 seasons long. Crashing. It's about stand-up comedy in New York. It's really good. It's good. It'll make you want to like start stand-up.
No,
yeah,
but
for sure.
But no, so point being, a few people have mentioned it to me like over the course of, I don't know, maybe the last 5-6 weeks. Because a lot of people are like, I posted like a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, like, hey, no new episode this week, like, go back and listen to whatever. And I don't know why. I mean, it's a coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidence. A few people have been like, hey, bro, like, give stand-up a try. Like, pretty funny. Like, the show might be funny because of, like, the people I have on and the stories we share. Yeah. But I don't think me personally, I'm, like not a funny person. I'll tell a good story. I know I got good stories, but it's not like, not like laughter, yeah. But just something I want to share because people have asked me, like, that should be your next, like, the next step going forward. And I'm like, I don't see it.
It'd be fun to do.
I mean,
just fucking...
Remember, like, 2 years ago, we were at the crib, and I told you, hey, just listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, like, the way he says, you throw shit at the wall.
See what sticks.
And see what sticks. And remember, like, I had, like, a little fucking, like, a minute monologue, and you were like, has potential. This guy, and I'm like, no, I know. This is the premise. Yeah. And I never pursued it, because I was just like, damn, this is really tough. But with all this happening, you know, I don't have free time. But I said, people think I'm weird. Sometimes I drive in silence just to, like, cause I know I won't have, like, me time. Mm-hmm. So only me time I have is on the drive home. So I just kind of, like, no podcast, no music, just kind of be alone with my thoughts. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, let's say I go up to him, like, how would I open? So, you know, I work backwards and, like, okay, I know where it ends. How did I get there? And I'll share it with you after.
All right.
And you tell me, like, okay, it was pretty cool. And I'll actually no, I won't. I'll put that at the end. Like, once I edit it, be like, hey, you thought it was good, or it wasn't. If it wasn't, I might just skip it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's something people...
That'd be cool.
Been telling me to address. We got to hit up the Comedy Store.
I know, man. I know. It's just, it's one of those things where you're like, fuck, I'd really like to go, but I don't want to go.
It's like an event.
It's like it's
you probably have to dress up.
No, fuck no. No. The fuck no. I'm saying it's a fucking journey to get out there. like it's just in Hollywood, but I mean, fuck, man, it's just the thought of having to drive out there. The thought of having to find
Uber, parking. Baby, Uber.
Yeah, you're right. I guess just the thought of it seems a lot more difficult.
Oh, do that lineup
but I would like to go during the week, though.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah.
Because at the weekend, everybody's like... The other day, they had Ron White.
I heard he's funny.
Oh, dude. You never seen him?
I mean, I seen a little bit of it. It's just like, I guess I couldn't relate.
Oh, dude, I can relate, and I'm fucking polar opposite of him.
Yeah, I know.
Dude.
That's weird.
he gets a bad rep because he's one of the what was it, the blue...
The redneck?
Yeah, the blue comedy tour, the blue collar comedy tour, like with like Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy and those guys, which, I mean, you know, Jeff Foxworthy has the highest selling album of all time.
Yeah, that guy's balling, right?
Yeah. Ron White has a private jet, bro.
Yeah, well, because he sells, vodka or tequila?
No, because of everything. Well, the comedy got him there. But anyways, him, Theo Vaughn, Ryan Callen, Brandon Schaub, Joey Diaz, Bill Burr, John Mulaney, Anthony Jeselnik, Ali Wong, and there were like 4 other people. Like, that was that fucking night, bro.
Yeah,
that's fucking ridiculous.
That's pretty badass. And then you could walk to the fucking Laugh Factory. They're so, like, all those 2 clubs are close to each other.
Fuck that. I mean, just imagine walking in one day and just... Because, I mean, we wouldn't plan it. I wouldn't say, let's go on the 14th to see this.
But that's kind of how things are now, man.
You got to plan it like that?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, but because they don't have their lineup set up like 2 weeks in advance.
No, what I'm saying, like, to get out there.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, there, granted. But, yeah, okay, well, we're going, let's say, we're going on the 21st.
This Thursday.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to be there.
No.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, the people that went that night, they had no clue they were going to see fucking legends, living legends.
They got lucky.
Oh, and real quick, people always ask me, like, who would I recommend they check out as far as stand-up comedy? Patrice O'Neal, Elephant in the Room. Watch that shit, man. Watch that shit so that you will believe my other recommendations, man.
That would be your intro recommendations?
No, because it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Because if I tell you, like, watch Tom Segura, Mostly Stories, they're going to be like, it was all right. So now my next recommendation isn't as strong. Yeah. You get me? And that one, if I say Chappelle, they probably, if they're listening, watching stand-up comedy, they probably already watch those. Yeah. Patrice O'Neal, Elephant in the Room, man. Like,
yeah, I gotta check that out. Is that on Netflix?
Yeah. No. The whole thing's on YouTube, though. Like,
okay.
If you got the fucking Chrome or whatever thing it is. I just got that shit set up. Dude, a lot has happened lately. I just got life insurance. I just got fucking YouTube on my TV. A lot of moving parts, bro. A lot of moving parts. It's like not all correlated, but there's a lot of things happening.
Okay. I'm trying to think where your trajectory is. It's like, oh, he got YouTube.
No, because I got that premium shit on my phone.
Did you hear Hector finally got YouTube?
No, remember I talked about it in Albert's episode? I'm like, dude, I don't even use the Spotify jailbroken shit no more. Like, I pay for my Spotify premium. I pay for my YouTube premium. Like, things are looking Millhouse, you know? Yeah. Things are fucking finally looking
I guess, you know, but I've been working hard, dude. I've been fucking putting in the work.
Hell yeah.
And so, well, the reaping the benefits is this, you know, fucking, hopefully, you know, in a few months, few years, few fucking whatever, whenever the time's right, dedicate one day to podcasting. I want to get, dude, Phil's episode is one of the most listened to.
Yeah, Phil's was awesome.
But
you guys need to do another episode soon.
Well, he actually hit me up tonight to kick it, not like podcast. But I was like, I'm going to go record with this. Oh, hell yeah, go do it, because you haven't put out shit. He's listening, bro. He's a real one. So people tell me, like, you got to do a fucking, like a true crime or like a fucking serial killer one with Phil, because Phil knows his shit. And we just have that vibe, you know, like we just fucking whatever. And a few people tell me, like, me and fucking Albert should do, like, a fuck around podcast. I kind of get that, like, Theo Von, Brendan Schaub type, like, you know, it's just, like, dicking around. Almost not a character, but I'm like...
But you're all... Yeah, that's
you get me?
You're all on.
Yeah, it's not... You're not talking politics, you're not talking this shit, you're just fucking having a good-ass time. You know, Oh, dude, shout out to Theo Von and Brendan Schaub, the king and the sting. Right now, I said, you know what? I don't need to learn. You always got to learn. I'm not trying to learn. I'm not trying to get educated. I just want to enjoy. Life is so fucking good right now. I'm riding this wave. I'm just going to laugh on my way to work.
Yeah.
So, King and the Sting, man.
Good.
That's such a good podcast. Did you see the last week's?
I haven't kept up with it as lately, but I do enjoy King and Sting. Yeah. So,
yeah, man. Theo Von, I'm fucking big on him. I gave his stand-up a chance on he has one Netflix special. Kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his. Yeah. Big fan of his show. I just started this past weekend, like a month ago. His other podcast, he has a solo podcast.
He has a solo.
Those things are hard. You got to be consistent. You got to. That's why I know I can't do it. Like, what am I?
I'm just gonna stay quiet for the rest of the podcast. Let's see how you do.
Oh, I could. People tell me I should cut off some people and have more about me. I mean, it's not about me. That's legit. Been thinking about doing a solo one just to be like, I don't have a guest. I'm sorry. People are busy. I could still bullshit for an hour because you know, like I could do it on the way home from work. Cause it's all self thought, self reflection. Like, okay. Like I told you, I don't have road rage, guys. Oh, one thing that I wanted to talk about I mentioned this to you before we started recording, but I always say like, oh, dude, I'm a good driver now. I'm driving 70 miles on the ride. More than a handful of people are like, dude, speed limit 65. Why are you fucking patting yourself on the back when you're still speeding? I'm like, oh, fuck, you are technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. So I'm going to slow it down to 65. So let's see how that goes. I might get road rage at 65, and I might have to go back up to 70. Because 70 is cool. No, everybody leaves you alone. You get a few people get mad trying to, like, go around you. But, like, dude, fucking, there's 4 other lanes, man. Go around fucking the other way. Yeah, man. Life is good, man.
Yeah. Did you watch yesterday's debates?
I did not. I was working, as always.
Yeah. It was cool. It was good. Biden is, I feel bad for him, man.
Okay. I've been keeping up, but not keeping up, if that makes sense. I want you, because some of the listeners, this is going to be like their... not introduction to like the political landscape, but we haven't heard from you since March. You feel me? You were episode 1. So don't talk to me like I'm stupid, but talk to me like I haven't, like I don't know anything. Like, you know, like fucking, you're like, okay, this, I know who Biden is. People know he's a fucking Barack's vice president shit, but like just kind of like educate us. You feel me?
Yeah, okay. So the Democratic primary is up and going. So the front runners right now are Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders. Surprisingly, Andrew Yang is getting a lot of support. You know, he's kind of like a nobody that came out of nowhere, and he was literally in the top 10 on the main stage. And
because of the Joe Rogan podcast.
I mean, that's arguable. Yeah, that's a possibility.
That springboarded him.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked into it. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's
correlation.
Correlation.
Correlation does not equal causation.
It doesn't. But it's a possibility. So yeah, man. And I don't know if you've seen Bernie Sanders, Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, that was
interview.
Beautiful. I shared it on every social media.
Yeah,
platform.
It was super good. It felt constricted still. Yeah. You know, it was only an hour long.
Well, he had to be in Orange
He
County.
had to be everywhere, dude. That motherfucker just keeps going and so going. And I don't know how he does it. I get tired just fucking following where he's at. Like, I'm like, motherfucker, are you sure you're 70? Well, how old is he? Like 76? Something like that?
78.
78? Somewhere. He's fucking old, man. He's fucking old, but he's doing it. So, yeah, So, yeah, we're in the middle of the primary. I mean, votes don't start till next year. But, you know, this is when people should be paying attention because, well, I mean, you don't necessarily have to watch the debates. Debates are more like, it's become like a drama show now, like people attacking each other. And which I like because, I'm finally, we're seeing Democrats, especially the progressive Democrats, because if you think about it, the 2016 primaries when it was Bernie versus Hillary, Bernie was the only one talking about universal health care. Bernie was the only one talking about the majority of the issues that
everybody's talking about.
The top, that everybody's talking about now. So it's become like a Bernie influence Democratic primary now, because all the issues are basically Bernie's. It's everything that Bernie was fighting for in 2016. Now you have to jockey that position to try to win the nomination. Because I mean, if you look at it, everybody supports Medicare for all. Now I'm not saying everybody as far as like everybody in the country. I'm saying everybody who is going for to become the Democratic nominee, so everybody has the Medicare for all position. Granted, there's some differences, like, if you compare Bernie's plan compared to Elizabeth Warren's plan and Biden's plan compared to Bernie's plan. Even though Biden doesn't support Medicare for all at all, it's a little bit different, but they're all going towards Bernie's position. So that's good to see. I mean, back then, when it was Hillary, Bernie, and everybody else who nobody really remembers, they were talking about different things, different issues. So now, Bernie lost in 2016, but in 2020, he's already winning because now all the policy focus, all the policy debates are all moving towards his positions. Before, he was the outsider. All his ideas were so far left. But now it's the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, he lost, but there's a longer story to why he lost. A lot of people who understand what happened know that it wasn't a fair fight.
Not only did he won. Well, he won, but they forced him to lose.
Yeah. I mean, that's
continue.
Continue. So where we're at now, it's this was like the third or fourth debate. There's still a lot of shenanigans going on. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, yesterday it's crazy because like Joe Biden, like I don't hate the guy. I don't agree with the guy. There's a lot of his past votes that I don't agree with, and I almost feel like he just rides the coattails of Obama. And everybody knows my position on Obama. I don't necessarily think he was a good president.
One of the worst we've had, and that's
no.
We were at war for.
He was not worse than Bush, dude.
That's okay.
He was not worse than Bush.
The lesser of two evils is still evil.
He's not. I mean, than Trump. And was he worse than Clinton? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think he. I think he was worse than Clinton. To be honest, he killed probably more civilians than Clinton did. He did reel back the recession that Bush. Well, yeah, that Bush started. He did good things, but I felt like with Obama, there are a lot of them were half measures, especially when he first got elected. He had the same amount of power that Trump had at the beginning of his presidency. Obama had the presidency, he had control of the Senate, and he had control of the House. If he really wanted to make a public option in Obamacare, he had all the power to do it. He chose not to. A lot of it, a lot of people speculate, a lot of people smarter than I am speculate that it's because of the money he was taking from certain industries. So what's Biden fighting for? He's fighting to expand Obamacare, to get a public option. We could have had that already, but they chose not to. What did Trump do? He had full control. He passed tax cuts for the rich and corporations. He did a bunch of stuff that benefited the people that he was representing. And unfortunately, the millions of working class people that voted for him thinking that he was different, that he was going to actually do stuff for regular everyday people, they were fooled. He did the same thing every other politician does, makes fake promises and then just,
over promises and under delivers.
Yeah,
and who's paying for that wall again?
Yeah, that too. He said a lot of things, man. He said that he was going to lower prescription costs, but then he had a meeting with a bunch of pharmaceutical industry leaders, and he flipped just like that. All of a sudden the conversation ended. Same thing with every time there's a mass shooting, he talks. His initial, he doesn't talk. But a lot of time his initial reaction is like, yes, we need sensible gun reform, blah, 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 this. He says the right things, but then he meets with leaders of the NRA and gun manufacturers, and then bam, he ignores it, he stops talking about it, or he flips. And it's frustrating talking about it because, like, you'll say this, but there's a lot of people who say they follow politics, but really they're following team sports. There's a lot of people that talk about politics. After Republican, they're on Team Red. Doesn't matter what where Team Blue says. Doesn't matter what their argument is. We're Team Red. Our team is right. Your team is wrong. It's like a team. It's like team sports for some people.
And right now, Trump is team captain, so you can't do wrong by the team captain.
Yeah.
Because what crazy part is that people still stand by him, and like, I fuck the personal life, right? Fucking cheated on his wife with a fucking porn star. Fuck all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking strictly politics. Everything he's said he's gonna do, he hasn't done. All the shit he's done wrong,
he has admitted to it.
And people are still like he got caught in the act. That wasn't him. Yeah. No, there's allegations. It wasn't him. He got caught. It wasn't him.
Not true.
He says, I did it, but so what? They're like, he's the president. He can do whatever he wants. Like, no matter what, they still stand by him. Like, who else would you do that for?
Well, he has like low, I believe it's like low 40s or maybe even in the 30s. I think it might be in the 30s, like high 30s approval rating.
But think about that.
That's in the country. I know, but then when you kind of zoom in on those 30%, when you talk about purely Republicans, he has majority support of Republicans. When I mean Republicans, I mean polled voters, people who are likely to vote. Republicans, they support Donald Trump. The majority of them. I don't know what the percentage is. I know it was the majority, and I think it was a very high majority. Again, like look up the actual percentage because I'm not familiar. I don't recall the actual number, but I remember it being very high, probably in the 70s. Can you imagine 70% of Republican voters support Donald Trump and everything he's done so far?
It's all the people benefiting from those tax cuts.
You think? But what's 70% of 30%? I don't think there's that many people. I think a lot of it is people who see politics as team sports.
Might be both.
It might be a mixture of both, but I think the majority, because they're the ones voting, man. They're the ones voting. So I think the majority of people who are voting are just regular everyday people who just see politics differently. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's where we're at right now. Bernie's looking good. I just can't wait till they start voting. I think Iowa is the first state. He's polling really well in Iowa. Him and Elizabeth Warren, they're kind of like going first and second. They just recently started bypassing. Biden has been on the down. He's been on the decline for probably the past 2 months, with all his missteps as far as like he said a couple of weeks ago, like
President.
Like poor kids are just as smart as white kids. Yeah. He said that. He said poor kids are just as smart as white kids. So he said that, and then, he said a lot of dumb shit, but like even seeing him on the debate stage yesterday, I'm like, he doesn't look well. He's stumbling. It's hard to understand follow his train of thought. It's almost feel like he's I don't know if it's stress. He's tired. He just doesn't look like somebody who is going to be fit to run the country. That's me saying it with Trump in office.
Yeah, Bernie's old. I mean, if you haven't figured it out by now, we both support Bernie Sanders. But you can make the argument that he's old.
Yeah, he is old.
I mean,
but my argument, my argument about Biden is not his age.
It's the way he carries himself.
It's his health. It's what it's the way he carries himself. It's what I see. When you see Bernie, granted, yesterday's debate, his voice was a little kind of rough, raspy, but they said it's because he's been giving so many speeches. He's been going around, and there's a lot of reports saying that he's like outpacing the people that follow him. Like he's just like pop, 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 pop. Like he's really healthy. Granted, I am a Bernie supporter, so you could say, "Oh, he's just biased," whatever. But I've been following Bernie long enough.
I'm not mad at what's her name, Elizabeth Warren. Like a few people have told me, like I said, we talk politics, we talk this, we talk science. People told me like, Bernie doesn't do it for me. I like fucking. We both agree as long as it's not what's her name, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Like. I'm like, okay, I agree with that sentiment. But they made a few good points for Elizabeth Warren. And admittedly, I don't know enough about her. Like, I know the good stuff, but I haven't, deep dove into her. Her
voting record is solid. She's a solid progressive. She just worries me a little bit.
As far as banks or like pharmaceuticals?
Well, one, she did not support Bernie Sanders in 2016. Bernie lost Massachusetts by a very slim margin, and a lot of people think if Elizabeth Warren would have came out and put her support behind Bernie Sanders, it could have shifted that state, and it was a pretty important state. And when you think about policy positions, because that's how I think about politicians, I don't think about who they are. I think about what their policy positions are, And her policy positions lie more with Bernie than Hillary. She talks about the corruption in politics. She talks about a lot of things that Bernie Sanders talks about, but she stayed quiet in that election. That was a political move. She did not stay true to what she claims to stand for. So that rubbed me off a long way. Then that's one reason. Although her voting record speaks, she's voted a lot of the times the right way. Another thing, she said that she's not taking corporate PAC money in the primaries, but she said in the general it's a different story. So, she's not going to be corrupted in the primaries, but when it comes to the general, once I win the nomination, I'm going to take money from whoever.
Whatever gets me.
Yeah, so.
That's what it comes down to.
I mean, I get it, because you also have to run commercials. You have to work with the corrupt system as it is. You still have to try to win that way, because believe it or not, commercials do work. If think about it, if you're a Midwest family or whatever family anywhere, you're watching regular TV and you're bombarded with Trump ads and zero counter arguments, people could be persuaded to vote for Trump again. You know, it could happen. So some people say, like, well, you need a lot of money to run those ads. So, I mean, unfortunately, that's a system that we have. But that worries me also. I don't think she's as strong as a progressive that I think we need. It's not Bernie or bust like it was last time. Last time it definitely was Bernie or bust because there's no other good option. This time it's a little bit different. I mean, the top three are Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Joe Biden. 2 out of the 3 are progressives.
That's yeah.
Right? We're
where's Tulsi at? She top 10?
She is not top 10,
no.
But there's some scandal going on about why she wasn't on the debate stage. I think she was polling well in certain polls, but I guess the DNC didn't allow those polls to count. I to be honest, I didn't look into why she was on the debate stage, but Tulsi, I don't know about Tulsi, man. Like I like her, but I've seen her do a couple of interviews where I think she's good on war sometimes. She's still I feel like would still continue wars. There's just something about her that I don't trust.
Is that just like a personal opinion?
No, but things she said, things that she has said. I'm blanking right now about my reasons, so I don't really want to expand on it because I can't remember.
Because admittedly, this comes from the Joe Rogan podcast. When I heard it, I was like, okay. I did look into it, right? I did. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just like, okay, now I agree with everything she's saying. But cause I've seen great counterpoints against her, you know, like she's saying outlandish stuff. And I'm like, so does every other candidate.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like, how would you say? It's not like like, you know, like when you run for class president. Mm-hmm. Or we'll have pizza for lunch every day, you know, that type of shit. Like, we're going to bring the troops home. Like, I've seen great counter arguments. Like, no, we're there because we don't want the next ISIS to come out. You know, the next ISIS, dude, the next ISIS, Al Qaeda is going to be fucking huge. Wherever it may pop up. Because they've seen what works and what keeps them going, right? And so I've seen the great counter arguments. Like, wherever we leave, there's going to be a power vacuum. What happened in Syria? What happened in Afghanistan?
Well, not Syria. Lebanon.
Yeah.
Assad is still in charge of Syria. No, that's true, obviously, but we don't want to just stay there either. You know. Yeah, no. There's
I agree.
Solid, yeah, there's like I said, I don't hate Tulsi, but I just because one thing she did do, she resigned from the DNC because of the treatment of Bernie Sanders in the 2016 election. So she has had some real principled stance. I can't really speak on her too much because I haven't looked into it as much as I should to be able to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I respect it. I'd rather you say that than be like, oh, well, because, you know, and not say, you know, because like you said, we're not experts, but a lot of people will listen to the dude. People are going to, they say, like, fucking, I enjoy his talk because he's like,
and you know
not condescending, but you're kind of putting us up on game. Even myself, admittedly, the last 2-3 months, I've been so busy with life. Like you say, that's why I make that argument. Like, I am that person that's like, oh, fuck, I don't even know what's going on. Even though I pay attention, I still don't know what's going on because there's so much else going on. You feel me?
Yeah.
Where I try to keep up and you fucking another shooting over here and the fucking cop killed this person over here and did he deserve it? Why was he fucking swinging a knife? Like, you could have taken, you know, like there's so much going on. And what are your thoughts on this? I don't know enough to have a fucking conversation about that. Well, it's the same thing as, you know, there's just so much going on that where I had to take a step back too and just be like, dude, personally, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I can't vote. So, like, I don't think I'm influential at all, but I think I have a few people that make strong arguments, you know? Yourself, Kennedy for the right. People love that shit, even though they don't agree with him. they see his reasoning. You feel me?
Yeah.
They see like, oh, okay, you're a family man.
Yeah.
You got these values, and you're gonna protect your family no matter what. So I don't agree with you.
Yeah.
But I respect your decision.
Yeah.
You know, which is beautiful to see people being adults about it.
Yeah. You know, I've been.
And so with you, like, I know, fuck, dude, people are gonna be hype.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
So no, that's a better answer than giving a fucking, you know, I don't know enough. It's, dude, I don't know. Next question, you know, like, it's better than fucking, oh, let me bullshit you for 2-3 minutes and then okay.
Yeah, I've been getting a decent amount of people who like privately hit me up, like, hey, dude, can you explain this to me? Like, it seems like you know, and, you know, I go out of my way telling them like, hey, dude, I don't know everything, but I do pay attention a lot, and this is what I know. Don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself, and you know, if I check out, I check out. But just make sure you do your own research and you verify what I think I know. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. Because I share a lot of information, and you know, I share it because I want people, one, to be informed and to start a conversation. It doesn't have to be public. I know sometimes people might want to ask, but they don't want to be put on blast how little they know. You know, and I get that. Yeah. So, you know, it's cool when people hit me up. But I always ask them when they hit me up. I was like, hey, are you really gonna like watch what I sent you? Are you really gonna read what I sent you? Because I don't want to waste my time either.
Yeah, which is fair.
If you're seriously interested, I'll take the time and send you some links, and I'll send you what I know. I'll answer the questions you have. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. But only if you're really going to do it. If you're not, if you're just, you know, kind of like not really going to take it, I'm not saying take it seriously, but if you're not really interested in the subject, don't waste my time. Don't waste my time.
I got shit to do too.
Yeah. Even if I don't have shit to do, I don't want to waste my time on you. You know, I could waste my time on people who, it's not even wasting my time, but like I'd rather spend that time doing research for people who actually have an interest in the subject. But yeah, that's the state right now. It's kind of crazy, and then everything Trump's doing, all the laws he's breaking, and how little the Democratic leadership is doing. He's breaking all these laws, and Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all these establishment corporate Democrat leaders are simply doing nothing to stop him. Nothing. Fucking the Republicans, they fucking blocked Obama from nominating a Supreme Court justice for more than a fucking year. And look at what Trump's doing, and Nancy Pelosi, the master legislator, as she calls herself, fucking does nothing. She does nothing. He could be impeached. But the only people talking about it are strong progressive like AOC.
Yep.
What's her name? Omar Omar.
Yeah. Hey, salute to them, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. They're gangsters, man. They're fucking gangsters. They're gangsters, man.
I was talking to my sister about this.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna bring in a new wave, you know, like,
I hope so.
No, dude, think about it. All these, like, you know, I don't remember the exact number, but I just saw it recently because it was like 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But that Brandy Chastain World Cup winner against fucking, I don't know, remember again too, but they won the World Cup. The U.S. won. The U.S. soccer movement shot through the roof. Girls soccer shot through the roof because of that team, because of that fucking World Cup. All these young girls, all these, you know, like the whole being treated as second-class citizens, not equal pay for equal work, which is another argument, right?
Yeah.
I could see both sides of all that. They're seeing these fucking, like, oh, you run the world. These are the people that run the world, and these people are coming in here like not only minorities, but female minorities being vocal about it. Like, we've had enough of this shit.
Yep.
People throw bartending in her face oh, sorry, because you went to a fucking private school since you were in kinder and you never had to work a day in your life. Like, that's honest work. I wasn't dealing drugs. I wasn't fucking selling dope. Like, I earned my fucking my place, you know? And they're seeing this shit, bro. 10 12 years from now, all these little girls are going to be doing that shit.
They're changing the face of
and
politics.
especially with social media. Dude, I don't even know how many followers. I know it's a stupid number. I already know it. I don't even know how many it is. I follow her. I don't know how many fucking followers she has, but that's influence. Yeah. This isn't no fucking Instagram fucking Fashion Nova influence. This is the right kids are following her. Yeah. You get me?
Yeah.
They've seen, like I've said a few times, they're tired of school shootings. They're tired of their friends being massacred. They're tired of their parents going into debt for surgery. They're tired of people hanging themselves because of depression. And that is fucking health, you know? It's mental health. Yeah. But that still should be treated in a way where all these people are saying, like, oh, just because you old farts don't fucking have a sympathy bone in your body. Yeah. Like, we need to change all this shit.
Yeah.
They're not voting yet. But I've said it before. The boomers are dying off.
Dude.
This new generation is going to come in, dude. And I've told you before. I've told you for years. They're going to go so far left that we're going to be the conservatives. Because we're going to be like, yo, slow down. We got to tone it down. You know, there's still an economy.
Yeah.
We can't just give away everything. Yes, socialism. I'm all for that. You have fucking public schools.
Democratic socialism.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
There's public roads. There's fucking cops, firefighters. That's all socialism. We agree, but you know that. You get me?
Yeah,
like,
no,
I don't. No, so I've been telling you for years they're gonna go so far left. I got it from fucking Jordan Peterson. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. That's another debate. Oh man,
I still don't like the guy.
Dude, I love him.
Really?
Not love him like that.
Okay, well, because you
yeah. No, because I know your stand on him.
No. I just don't get it. I get the whole self-help. I mean,
he's a clinical psychologist. He knows what he's talking about. You get me?
Doesn't make him right, though.
If it's working for everybody, does it make it wrong?
Is it working for everybody?
He sells at arenas like a fucking...
So that's how we're basing.
Well, because people are
working for everybody because he could reach out to a bunch of. Because Ben Shapiro does pretty well.
Ben Shapiro's great, bro. I don't agree with him, but he's fucking
okay.
What he does,
but we're talking about
being right.
People who have influence and political opinions. We're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben Shapiro, yes, he draws a crowd, but it's that 30%. It's that 30% crowd.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. I do. No, but I love me some Ben Shapiro. I love me some Alex Jones.
I like. Yes, but you know what? Ben Shapiro is great when he goes unchallenged.
I said this before on record. He's very witty, very, very fast talker. So he doesn't give you a chance to rebuttal. So he's just like bang, bang, bang here, bang, bang, bang here. And so, admittedly, he sounds better than what he is because when you like when you break down his opinions. But what does he do? He draws a crowd, gets everybody, bam, bam, bam. He attacks without attacking, and everybody claps. Oh fuck, he wanted to debate, and it's like the other guy never got a chance to talk. And when he does, he comes back with what the crowd wants to hear. And it just works.
I know, but like
that's what I love about it because he knows how to work it. I don't agree with most of the stuff.
He knows how to work a crowd.
That's what we said in episode 1. That's what I'm telling you. I don't agree with it, but they know what they're doing it, and they're doing a better job than the person on the left is.
Yeah, just like Jordan Peterson knows how to say the right words to trigger the right emotion to get the crowd that he wants to get. It's almost like Dave Chappelle thing. He's trying to trigger audience on purpose to create a reaction because he understands that you create a reaction, you create a following, you create attention, you create money.
He's making stupid
I know, and I understand it. I don't hate him for that.
You know how much Young Jamie's making per episode?
Dude, you found that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, how much?
30,000 per episode. Jamie. Nice. Young Jamie, not even...
That's what's up, Young Jamie. That's cool.
Per episode,
you didn't waste your time at that school.
Oh yeah, Ohio State.
You're doing all right, man.
That's fucking stupid money. And he does the fight companions and all that shit.
He does all of them,
dude.
Let's see what his title is. What, producer? Well, not producer, because producer means you're the money, right?
Not necessarily. I think in movies and shit, like Mark Wahlberg was the executive producer.
Yeah,
they had like the final say.
It seems like he's the one that puts the episodes together.
Yeah,
like as far as editing and.
Which is a dream job. That's a fucking very little editing. That's what I aim for. Like, dude, just press record and go.
Yeah.
But there's still work to be done.
Yeah,
but
course.
Yeah, dude, that's why he has all those Yeezys and shit. Well, anyways, besides the point, I'm a big fan of Jordan Peterson. Big fan of fucking Shapiro. For different reasons.
I follow Shapiro just because I need to understand what the counter
thought process
is.
between I
understand the thought process. He's a strict religious.
Oh yeah, he's something Jew I would say orthodontist or
orthodontist. He's a
he
Jew
does
dentist.
racist.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben Shapiro.
Orthodox.
Yeah.
Orthodox Jew.
Yeah. I don't like Ben Shapiro. I mean, I listen to him just because I have to.
You don't have to.
I do. If I want to understand the full art, like, because if I just listen to people.
It's a hive mind.
Yeah, no, I gotta understand what their point of view is, and if it's because what Shapiro does, he doesn't talk about issues accurately. He misrepresents facts. He misrepresents what progressive positions are. That's what he does.
But you can make the same argument that some on the left do. Like, they want to build this wall. No, legit, if you were telling me we want to build this wall for protection, okay. Protection against what? This is illegal. Now you're like, okay, that's not what you're doing it for. You just want a fucking little... That wall's not really not going to make much of a difference. But, the way they present it, like, fuck, they want this wall because divide the country, divide what... Like, no.
But the wall is a political thing.
Exactly.
It's not for national security.
No, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the way some of the people on the left present it is like, fuck, like, where does it end now? Like, I've seen the argument where it's kind of like, what's it called? Like a military state. Like, now there's no way out. Like, now there's no whatever.
Oh, God. But I haven't heard no serious political perspective that it's a military state. The wall itself is we're trying to close the people in. It's probably out there in the extreme.
Same thing with guns.
It's like those people who like, no, the government's bad. I don't trust the government. Therefore, we shouldn't have Medicare for all. Like,
I've seen that.
Yeah, you saw that, right?
I don't know that person, but I was like,
we're having two different conversations.
Yeah, we're
here.
not talking about the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
we're not.
I was gonna chime in, but I was like, I'm gonna talk to Izzy tomorrow night or tonight. So I was like, yeah.
I mean. It was a good conversation.
No, it was very respectful too.
Of course.
You get me? So
she's a good friend.
Yeah. So that's why I want to chime in. I was like, I wasn't gonna be like derogatory or anything. I was just like, whoa.
What do you think about that medical kidnapping opinion?
Medical kidnapping?
Yeah, she says that, like, okay, let's say you take your kid to the doctor and let's say he has cancer, and the doctor's like, he has to get chemo. We have to take care of it. And she's like, no, I'm going to make sunflower tea and organic tea, whatever. That's what I'm going to do to cure him. And basically what happens is the Child Protective Services gets involved, and basically they force you to do...
Okay, so we can't...
Yeah, so it's one of those gray areas where you're like...
I was going to say, because like...
What's the right...
Okay, is there a kid dies, do you get charged with murder? Is that the...
I don't know.
Because you might... No, hold on. Hear me out. I know chemo's not a guarantee that they're going to be saved. Mm-hmm. I don't know, sunflowers. I know that's just...
I
know it's a little
just an example. I don't even know if that's a real thing.
But let's say sesame seed oil. Like, that's what cures them. My green tea leaves.
Holistic treatments.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Maybe not all of it's bullshit. I don't know enough about it to say all of it's bullshit.
I don't either, but right now, as far as my
opinion, argument,
I would say it's bullshit. For now. Maybe you fucking throw some data at me and change my mind. If that kid goes to the hospital and he fucking lives, they get reunited, right? Let's make it for the sake of argument, let's make it a happy story. Let's say she has no fucking goes to fucking Idaho where they can't find her. Kid dies. Was that a preventable death? Because that's child endangerment.
Yeah, that's what the argument is. So for like forcing treatment on a child, especially when it's like life
Like
risking, but that's
right
what
now,
that's what they call medical kidnapping. I mean,
how much do you love your kid? You want fucking
yeah, but if they believe like no, I don't trust it, it's gonna
why
do
do
more
they
harm.
believe that?
I don't know.
I get it. I get it.
You talked about
pharmaceuticals.
anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to bring
yeah.
up. Certain states are passing laws where you cannot have your child after 5 years old if they don't have their vaccines. If they don't have their vaccines, that's child endangerment. And if you're endangering your child, you're not a fit parent.
Yeah.
And I get it. I've talked about it with Albert, I think, and Iran. Every year, a shitload of people die from the flu shot.
Yeah.
Those people were going to die regardless. The flu shot had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
They have a terrible immune system.
Yeah.
So when they got the flu, like 2 weeks later, they were going to die.
Yeah.
Because more people die from the flu than the flu shot.
Yeah.
So they were going to die.
Yeah.
The flu shot just expedited, made it quick.
Yeah.
Because you threw it into their body as opposed to it coming into your bloodstream slowly. And not bloodstream. Your fucking immune system. Does that mean vaccines kill people? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It's a small percentage of people.
Yeah.
Vaccines kill? Yes. Vaccines cause autism? No.
No, there's no.
No, it's impossible.
No data.
It's impossible.
Because it's genetic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to test it in the womb.
That's true.
You have no flu shots. You've had no fucking vaccines in the womb. Dude, it's a work in progress. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
So if you're endangering your child by not giving them the measles shots, not only are you endangering your child,
endangering everybody around you.
Exactly. What's happening right now, the measles outbreak, and now they're like, oh, vaccines are causing measles because they're giving you the flu shot. No, bro. Your shitty kid doesn't have any fucking vaccines. So all these preventable deaths are now, is that on you now as a parent?
Yeah.
Just the same way, like, I don't want to make the same argument as far as guns and shit, but if you're causing all those deaths, aren't you causing all that harm as well?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole gun issue, that's going to be an interesting episode when we get Steven and Iran on here.
That's going to be pretty cool.
It's going to be good. I'm going to see, because, a lot of our conversation are online. It's going to be interesting driving the points in person.
I almost feel like I got to be a moderator. As far as just, like, shut up and, like, let you guys talk.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, not to be like, oh, it's 3-on-1, but I almost feel like me, you, and Iran are on the same page.
Kind of.
We
Kennedy.
Are. No, I see Kennedy's point.
So you want to step
back and just be like, hey, guys, because this is 2 mics, and sometimes you'll still hear, like, both of us talking. So with 4 mics, it's going to be a little hectic.
Yeah, true.
And I feel like I could be kind of like, hey, let Steven talk. All right, Steven, make your point.
Yeah.
And then you and Iran start trying to rebuttal, like, okay, Izzy, you had the last word, so let Iran talk.
Yeah.
And, kind of just like, so everybody gets a fair share of, like, because if I'm over here, like, no, Steven, you're this, whatever, or Iran, stop fucking posting Onion articles, dude. That takes your validity. I told him, I was like, dude, I get it. Sometimes they're funny. A lot of times they're not. But the fact that you're sharing that, it's kind of like, oh, you click on that link and it's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah. So then your other stuff, by default, doesn't have the same credibility.
Yeah.
Which I get. You can post whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Like, if I were seeing it from the opposing view, be like, dude, you're posting bullshit, nonsense, whatever. You know?
And there are those people out there. What do you think about those people who, like, just post bullshit?
Sadly,
like,
there's a few on my timeline.
No, there's a few on my
I won't block or delete them because I'm like, they win. You get me? But sometimes I'm like, sometimes.
But I'm not talking about bullshit as far as like political stuff. I mean, just bullshit. Like,
okay,
like
what?
It's just constant trying to make people laugh.
Like memes? Because I got... My memes have been very, very depressing. But I mean, I'm in a great spot in life, so where I could, like, make those jokes, and it's not coming from a place of, like, depression. Because few people reach out to me, like, hey, bro, you okay? I'm like, oh, dude, I have dark humor, so these hit heavy with me.
Yeah.
And I get a kick out of them, so I'll send them to a few people. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I'm just like, oh, dude, this is gold. So I'll throw it out there, like, to the main page. And then I get a feel like, hey, man, if you need to talk, I'm here for you. And I'm like, oh, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
That's a true homie move. That's a fucking great friend move. But I'm just having a good laugh. And like, okay, well, you know, because they'll send me the fucking suicide hotline number. Like, if you need to talk, I'm like, dude, like, maybe, honestly, to me, it's like, okay, this shit's working. Because that's what I was going for, like a good reaction. But I'm just joking, guys.
Yeah, of course.
I'm too much of a coward to kill myself.
Yeah.
No, but bullshit as what?
I guess I don't know. It's hard for me to describe.
Do you mean like when they ask? Bullshit. Well, not ask, but that they post something like not really offensive, but like kind of like wanting trolls. A reaction.
I guess, constant trolls.
It's played out.
So annoying. Dude.
Trolls are like 2012. You know, like when the world was gonna end.
Constant, like nonstop. Their goal is to troll. And try to be funny at the same time. Like some of them.
See, I don't have too many of those.
I have a few, and it's like I ignore it. I just like, okay, you're obviously making some people laugh. Like,
I mean, it works for some people.
It works for some people,
but I honestly, I TBH maybe without putting anybody on blast, screenshot and like send me some that you feel like that. 'Cause I honestly, I don't. I thought you meant like people that I see people post offensive shit to like try to get a reaction. You know, so people will be like, kind of like that's not really trolling though. It's kind of like they want, they want for an argument. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, you fucking soft ass, fucking that type of shit.
I'll send you a screenshot. You'll get what I mean.
Okay, yeah, just because I mean I might have maybe two like that, but that's not like constant, and it's like because a good troll it's
an art.
It's an art, and a lot of these people are not. I mean, I've seen like dude. Trip out. This is where I know I'm fucking middle aged. I've been commenting like on Instagram and Facebook, like on the UFC. They'll be like, "Oh, the top 5 heavyweight." I'm like, "Fuck you." This list is biased, you son of a bitch. the new pound for pound. I'm like, where the fuck is Tony Ferguson? Like, fuck you. This list is bullshit. Because that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Yeah. And then I think to myself, like, the fuck? Who give a fuck?
Nobody gives a fuck about your opinion, actor.
But but cause in that moment, I'm like, this is such bullshit. Like, I think, and then I just post it, and then I'll go look, and it's like 600 likes. I'm like, okay, so people see this shit, right? Yeah. It's not like, because, I don't know, man. But then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is, I post a picture of Abby, and I'll log on and be like, Braves won today. Nice. Yeah. Like, you know, we're fucking right there in the fucking NL. Not really. 4 games back at the Dodgers. There's enough games to catch up, but Dodgers pretty good, so. But, you know, just kind of be like, all right, well, fucking, oh, shit, Theo Vaughn's over here. Oh, shit, fucking Jalen Ramsey fucking posting a better, you know, just kind of like what the shit you follow. Yeah. And then, you know, I follow MLB, NFL, UFC, you know.
Yeah.
And then they
your interest.
Yeah. What the fuck is this bullshit? Like, no.
Wrong.
Yeah, that's good. You know, and I even said, like, legit, like, today I said, I'm probably going to slow down on that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about likes. Like, who cares? But it is funny because then people will be like, oh, dude, fucking so-and-so beat Tony, or so-and-so will Khabib will kill fucking Tony. But I hope that fight happens. And next thing you know, I'm like, it's one thing to like comment with like friends back and forth. Like I'll tag you a few times like on the UFC or the Comedy Store shit.
Yeah, I don't think I would. As far as like a UFC episode, I don't think I'm educated enough to have a good conversation. To be honest, yeah. See,
people love you for that
reason. I'm so out of the game.
Eh?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
get it.
I have a decent grasp of like the landscape of who's been successful as of lately, but like as far as like I don't follow the game as I used to.
That and the NFL and probably the MLB are like my last guilty pleasures. Like I've been trying to cut down on like as far as like whatever. UFC is a beautiful art when you break it down. It's an art. You know, jiu-jitsu against a fucking wrestler against a fucking Muay Thai artist. You know, that this guy has boxing background. You know, just the fucking thing. And then baseball's like my first love. You know.
Yeah.
And the NFL, I'm so against. Like as far as like the CTE, the way they don't take care of the retired player, everything.
Colin Kaepernick.
It's
just fucked up.
But then, if I have time for it, I'll watch a Sunday morning game. And I'll be like, 3 hours? I got 3 hours? I'm like, well, fuck it. You know, I'll watch half of it. And I do watch highlights like on YouTube while I'm taking a dump or some shit. So I'll be like, I do fantasy football. I don't really keep up like I'd like to.
Yeah.
But just enough to be like, okay. Like my drafts, dude, I did one draft out of 3. The other 2 were auto drafts because I don't have time for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like a piece of shit because I'm like, dude, you don't have time for one fucking 45-minute draft. Like, I wish I did, man. You know, I wish I did. Not right now, though. Not right now. So I feel like even basketball, I'm like, dude, this year I cannot get into it. No. I love the Lakers so much. I was like, the Kings, I'm going to step back because if I make it a yearly thing like I used to, like, if I have time for that shit, I should have time for other shit. Yeah. And right now, the other shit's more important. Yeah. And like the NFL is like not on the top 10 list. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I squeeze it in there sometimes. Same thing with baseball. I'm just like, fuck, I want to go catch a game. It might be Braves Dodgers for the NL crown this year.
You think so?
Yeah, dude.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Don't buy tickets though. Like last year when fucking people were spending like $700 a ticket on fucking World Series tickets. Last year. I was like, dude, I'm a fucking massive Red Sox fan, but I'm not about to spend $700 on a fucking baseball game ticket. Yeah, man. So it's kind of, I guess, priorities change. You know, back then, you know, our early 20s, like, we had so much time to focus on other things.
Dude, I went to the Braves-Dodgers all 3 games out here.
I know, you were a bit of a nut.
There's 82 games, home games, right, for the Dodgers. Everybody knows I'm not a Dodgers fan. I went to over 40 of them that one year.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That was pretty. Don't get me wrong, it was fucking fun.
And you're not a season ticket holder.
No, I was paying tickets that day. Remember, I drive out to like Ventura, Burbank, and shit. Yeah. All off Craigslist, buying tickets that same day.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, at the time, I had the money and energy. And it was just like, oh, Kershaw's pitching? Cool. One of the coolest things, I've done baseball and I've done basketball. 2 games, same city. Well, I mean, the Angels, Orange County, whatever, right? But I went to a Dodger game. They played like 12-10 against the Braves. And then the Angels played the A's. I went at night.
Nice.
That's Christmas one year. I took my little brother. I went to the Lakers, Knicks. That was when they had just gotten Carmelo and Amari and everything. And then at night, I went to the Clippers versus the Thunder. That's when they had Westbrook and fucking Harden and Durant. So I'm like, fuck, I could do that with hockey. That'd be dope. Watch the Kings game during the day, then go watch the Ducks. Fuck the Ducks, but you know what I'm saying.
I'd rather go to the Honda Center than Staples Center.
Why? I mean, I could get the argument for the fucking Angel Stadium, but why the Staples Center?
Well, it's right there, right next to the Angel Stadium, and it's easier to get in and out. You got St. Archer Brewing right there. It's good beer. Mainly just getting in and out. For me, I feel like it's
Staples Center's not even that bad, though. I get the argument Dodgers.
It's not.
Because you can get off like an exit before you're supposed to, and just find parking on the street.
I guess
not on the street, but you know, like
I guess where I live, it'd be easier for me to go to Honda
From
Center.
Here?
From here, yeah.
How far is the drive?
I mean, you would just take the 5.
But isn't the 5 always packed?
No, I feel like it's not that bad of a drive.
See, from my place,
because we used to, because Julia's grandparents used to live right there close to Angel Stadium, and we used to go there all the time. So that drive did not seem bad.
From my house, it's easier to get to Petco Park than it is to Dodger Stadium. Legit.
Yeah.
It's way further.
Seriously, it's like an hour and almost like maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, no, but fucking, I gotta take the 210 to the 60 to the 5 to the 110.
You're smoking crack, Hector. The 210, 60 don't connect.
No. I mean the 215. 215.
Yeah.
215.
Yeah.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah,
I think we're a little tired.
Man. Yeah.
I see your eyes. I can feel my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm about to chug this Red Bull and this fucking Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid it up.
Oh, fuck. This is surprising me.
Yeah?
What do you think?
I don't know. 2.5 hours.
Oh, it's not bad. People have gotten better. Honestly, people have gotten better.
Yeah.
At the beginning, everyone's like 30 minutes. Like, bro, it's been 4 hours. I'm not making fun of you, Fabian. I just mean, like, people, no. People, like, everybody was like 40 minutes. I'm like, dude, it's been like an hour and 40. Like,
yeah.
An hour, 2:20 on the dot.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom?
Bernie 2020.
Oh, fuck. Bold. I like it. All right. Thank you guys for listening. I'll try to do better next time. And Ray, remember, if no one loves you, Hector loves you. Let's start a cult. You guys are fucking down. Fuck it.
Dude,
I'll make shirts.
I think
No, dude, there's like a few hardcore people that like.
Yeah.
Like,
let's start a religion. There are good tax benefits.
Oh,
let's do this thing.
that's a great way to start it and end a religion. Sorry, guys, man. I mean, you guys know I love you guys. Even though we don't see eye to eye, let's have a talk. We'll talk about it.
Cool.
All right. See you guys next time.